101 best of Miami, the voice of FIU. We reppin' to Miami, the Heat and the Panthers too. We reppin' for the Marlins, the Dolphins, that's how we do. We reppin' for the Grim, so it's always about the U. Hey Jimmy, please get a Bell on the phone and tell him that it's home. I finally got his name on the song. Can't do it wrong, cause it sounds so sweet. You spit the facts while I keep the crowd on their feet. Football season be the reason that I be bringing this heat. Georgia music representing 104.3. Hey, show out in Solana. Welcome to the show out in Solana. Welcome to the show.
That is Georgie welcoming us into a Wednesday program of Hochman, Crowder, and Solana. We got a little Marlins baseball going on in the afternoon. You can actually hear it on 560 AM if you want. We're on the FM only today. Marlins are up 4-0. Just as an aside, before we get into what I want to get into, I bet before the Marlins, I think it was noon start.
Yeah.
I was like, a couple bucks in the account. I'll bet Kyle Stowers home run plus 500. So I put that in. And then Kyle Stowers wasn't in the lineup today. So my bet got voided. And I'm considering that a win. So I feel like I'm on a heater right now. Where are you, Crowder? Are you in Pittsburgh?
Got to Pittsburgh. Yes, sir.
Look at that. Headquarters of the draft.
Yes. We got some shows tonight. We're covering the draft for the first round tomorrow.
You're feeling excited? You feeling that draft excitement in the host city?
It actually is. Pittsburgh, they love football up here. So I even told Fred, me and Fred flew together today. And I was like, Fred, this is about to be a talk fest all week. And he was like, yeah, that's what the greatness makes and all. He said some real prolific, dumb stuff. But, yeah, man, they love football up here.
Pittsburgh's fun, man. Pittsburgh's like generally.
I've never been.
It's a low-key fun city. I mean, it's not New York or L.A., but I don't know. It's got a little vibe to it.
You can walk around Pittsburgh in 13 minutes.
I've never been. Like, why would one go to Pittsburgh if you weren't going to a game or something? Like, would you ever go to visit? Like, is it a visitable city?
Solana, explain, because you seem to love Pittsburgh.
Nah, I was in the market for some steel. So what better place to visit? No, I mean, I went for that playoff game, the one where Matt.
No, I'm saying, like, I get that. Like, if you're going to a game, you want to see your team play on a, you want to see the Marlins and Pirates, and you just want to see a different ballpark. But I don't. Pittsburgh's where? Is that in Pennsylvania still?
Yeah, it's still Pennsylvania. They didn't move.
Because I go to Pennsylvania a lot. Philadelphia. Lori's from Philly. How far a ride is that? Maybe I'll catch it on the next time.
I don't know. Philly has like a infrastructure and things.
Philly's a real big city. Pittsburgh's a steel town.
Yeah, Pittsburgh is like you. I think the Steelers put Pittsburgh over the expectation because of the Steelers, but Pittsburgh, literally downtown is like 6 big buildings. It's not a huge city.
I don't know, man. I went out in downtown when we were out there, and I guess, the Dolphins were in town, so there was a lot going on. Shoot. We went to a bar after the game, after the Steelers won that playoff game. We went out after, and Joey Porter got arrested at the bar I was at. It was actually, there was some entertainment going on. Hawk, I believe the drive just off the top of my noggin, it's like a 4 or 5 hour drive. It's on the
I'm
opposite
looking at it right
end.
now. 4 hours and 50 minutes on Google.
Yeah. It's
Yeah, I can't shoot over there next time.
4 hours? You can't shoot anywhere in 4 hours. Shoot.
Yeah, I can. And this really is 5 hours. I can't.
I can shoot to Boca from Davie. I can't shoot to Pittsburgh from Philly.
I can't do that. Tomorrow night is the NFL draft. Who will the Dolphins select? Make sure you're listening to this radio station tomorrow night to find out. We'll have coverage beginning at 6 p.m. I said yesterday at the beginning of the show, the NBA playoffs deliver. And it happened again last night. All the underdogs won. All 3 underdogs won last night. Solana had dismissed any possibility of the Sixers beating the Celtics, I think even one game for the entire series. I don't know how that happened. I live bet the Celtics last night when Philly was up about 10. I live bet the Celtics minus 4.5. I'm like, wow, I can get the Celtics minus 4.5. What was it before the game? Was it 14.5 or 11.5? Was one of the two.
Yeah.
Down to 4.5. I think it was still the beginning of the third quarter. And I'm like, Boston will just outclass them at the end. And that did not happen. I think they got it to 2, or maybe even tied it. But Sixers just did their thing.
I did my favorite parlay, and I was 0 for 3.
Yeah, that was 0 for 3.
Yeah. Solana tried to warn me. I'll give you credit, Solana. But it's crazy.
NBA playoff.
He warned you that maybe an upset happens here and there. Last night, I mean, I don't understand what happened. I mean, Wemby went out for San Antonio, so you can explain it a little bit that way. LeBron, hey, man, don't ever bet against LeBron. Don't ever bet against LeBron.
I think the Spurs, they look great playing with Wemby. Then I saw him without Wemby, and I was like,
He does everything.
This Castle and Vassell, they don't look as great when Wemby's not on the court.
He does everything.
Yeah.
The moment he goes in there, he changes everyone's shot. He changes the game so much. He's kind of spastic, though. Did you see the play where he got injured? I guess he's in concussion protocol. But he's constantly doing these spin moves to get around. And they're these blind spin moves. And he's 9 feet tall. Like, it's hard to keep your balance. And he's doing these pirouettes and spinning. And then he ends up, how many athletes in basketball do you see fall flat on their face without breaking their fall?
I've never, as a grown person, not even grown, past about 9, I've never fell down without putting my hands out.
It was a crazy way to fall, wasn't it?
Just jammed his face into the floor. What are you doing?
But it to be fair, it takes him longer to move his arms from like the back of his body to brace his fall because his arms are just longer.
Good point. And even my wife last night, like when he fell, I'm like, ooh, that has to hurt. And she's like, yeah, look at the distance of which he's falling.
Yeah.
That's a redwood falling in the forest. Like that's different than a pine tree.
I was worried about his knees because he's so big. Now I got to worry about him not being able to move his arms fast enough to break a fall.
Tua's got to call him, teach him how to fall.
He got to get heavy. You fall
Today
better
is,
when you're heavy. That was Tua's approach a couple years back.
Today is National Jelly Bean Day.
Oh.
I think jelly beans, I feel like, young people don't appreciate a jelly bean. And a jelly bean to me
100%.
is just this classic great candy. And I'm not talking about the Jelly Bellies. I'm not talking about the little tiny jelly beans. I'm talking about
the big nasty ones.
Yeah, I'm talking about a bag of Brock's jelly beans.
No.
Going old school, man. That's a great candy.
Jelly Bellies have their own individual flavors. Those Brocks just taste like sugar.
No, what are you talking about?
I like the butter pecan and the watermelon and the pear.
It's too cutesy.
It's not cute.
And then people go, hey, make sure you grab 2 creams, 4 root beers, and and it's like you're having a root beer float. Yeah, I don't know. I just want a handful of jelly beans. What are we doing here? So I go old school jelly beans. Somebody just put on the chat, and this is true. Starburst jelly beans are the best. Those things are
delicious.
Yeah, those are ridiculous.
But
Jimmy's back in studio today, so we all did not come in because we don't want to get sick from him.
Good call.
No.
Good call.
Yeah, he's a petri dish right now.
But jelly beans, man.
Y'all gave me a hard time that I keep next to the bed. I keep a drawer of candy.
Yeah.
I can have Skittles, Starburst, Lemon Heads, Red Hots, anything in that drawer, and the kids are gonna steal it. Any jelly bean in that drawer, they won't touch. They act like it's
Young people
poison.
don't like jelly beans.
They don't like jelly beans.
Yeah, I love a jelly bean.
When Chaz was a baby, he called them nasty Skittles, and I was like, "No, those are jelly beans. Those are the nasty Skittles, Daddy."
My wife was in hysterics last night looking at that Nerds box. Apparently, she knows about these Nerds boxes too, because I showed her the still picture, and she goes, Oh, that's the one with the 2 flavors. She's like, there's 2 tabs. She goes, that's
Yeah.
a genius box. I go, no one's noticed that before. You're the first person to notice that that box is created to specifically be able to enjoy either side at your leisure.
You said she knows about these nerd boxes. It's not the telescope. It's a nerd box, Hawk. Everyone knows about the nerd box.
Yeah, I don't think so. Somebody says, how does Hawk open up a bag of jelly beans? Like anyone else, with a scissors.
No, he snatches them open and let them all fall on the floor and then pick them back up. You're a caveman.
Yeah, well, not my strong suit.
You ruined my nerds.
Not my strong suit. Let's get headlines here. We have a loaded potato the day before the draft. Mike Cugno is going to join us today. Coach Jim Larranaga will join us for an hour today. Zack Gelb will join us from New York City. So we got a lot to get to. Let's do headlines here, brought to you by Doral Volkswagen. You always pay less with your Pricito at Doral Volkswagen. Visit them at Doral Volkswagen or DoralVolkswagen.com.
I'll let you guys decide which direction I go in. I've got a list of like 10 mock drafts and who the Dolphins are selecting with the 11th overall pick. I have the names.
Is there a consensus? Is there one name that appears more than most?
Yes, absolutely. There is.
Who is it?
Mansour Delaney.
Delane. I've done a little bit of research on this because it's spelled Delane, the LSU cornerback. And I thought it was Delane. Yeah, I thought it was Delane or Delaney. His name is Mansour Delane. That's how the LSU broadcasters and the CBS broadcasters were pronouncing it all season. I watched his tape, and dude's a baller. Like, apparently, there are some questions about like his height, and he's not like the prototypical cornerback, but the numbers speak for themselves according to the experts. Dudes, if he's there and Maui Noah and Ruben Bain aren't there, then I, at this point, have no reason to believe the Dolphins wouldn't take him.
He's not these big-ass corners that we're used to now. He's not Pat Surtain Jr., but he can play ball. I did my little research too, Solana, so I have my draft board up, so we can draft board to draft board if you want to. But Mansour, and I love his first name, Mansour. I like Mansour Delane, whatever the hell you call him.
Yeah, Mansour Delane. The only other 2 names I've seen going to the Dolphins are Francis Mauigoa, who, depending on who you look at, he's going 3 to the Cardinals or he's falling to the Dolphins at 11. And a lot of people, Omar Kelly, for example, NFL.com, and one other site here. I have a ton of them. They have Ruben Bain falling to the Miami Dolphins at 11 as well.
I would love that.
Oh, really?
Does anybody call Delane? Do they call him the Doctor? Do we know what his nickname is? I want to call him the Doctor. MD. Mansour Delane.
Oh.
That's a good nickname.
That is a good nickname.
That's a good nickname, the Doctor. You don't throw against the Doctor. You're
No.
trying to go deep against the Doctor?
He's
Can we make
addressing
that
all
happen?
these problems.
If the Dolphins get him, can we make that happen? Does anyone call him the Doctor?
Been in a lot of locker rooms, Hawk. I'm pretty sure no.
The Doctor. The Doctor is in. I mean, when he grabs a pick, the Doctor is in.
I don't know. You're gonna have an uphill battle, I believe, because just a quick Google search, Mansour Delane nickname, they call him Island Time. That's a pretty badass nickname.
Nah, come on, that's Darrelle Revis. Darrelle Revis is the island guy. You don't like what are we doing here?
Well, no, there's multiple islands, Hawk. You've got Revis Island, and you've got Island Time. I mean, it's totally different. There's not one island. There's thousands, millions of islands on this planet.
Yeah, there's millions of doctors. He's the Doctor. The Doctor is in.
Talk to Joe Rose. Throw that to Joe.
Put that on the circle back list. Will you, Solana?
Yeah, I got
Mansour Delane, the Doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine. I mean, you could hear Jimmy Cephalo now. A pick 6.
But
there he goes, Jack Jones.
But the islands.
You get it because it's Jimmy Cephalo calling it.
Oh.
But it's really DeLon who has it. Jack Jones not even on the team, but no one's told Jimmy. And then he gets into the end zone, and he's like, the doctor is in.
Well, the island, like it's an island. You're out there on an island with me.
Oh, I
10
get
on
it.
10, like the Sam Madison thing. Sam Madison used to say 10 on 10. I'm on an island. Don't even look over here. He can't get open. What's like the doctor thought? Is it the doctor's in? The doctor's here to solve your
the doctor
secondary?
solves problems, and
He's solving the problem.
You've said numerous times just this week, Dolphins have problems in the secondary. Well, you
And
know what they need? Cornerback doctor.
The doctor's here to solve it.
They need an MD. Oh, an MD? I know just the guy. Mansour DeLon, the doctor.
You're swinging me.
I'm
It
telling you,
sounded-
this is a great nickname.
It sounded better and better.
The last thing I have written on the circle back list is to have Jimmy call Benihana and ask if they still have cheese and sour cream available for their burritos.
All right, that's a good one. We got to get to that. Don't forget. Put an asterisk by that.
Okay. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Or like a new circle back list.
Right.
Circle back quicker.
Anybody else getting we are experiencing technical difficulties on the Marlins broadcast?
Yeah, I'm getting that too.
Yeah, what are they doing? You think the fix is in?
Maybe.
The fix.
Marlins are winning 4-0 right now. Bottom
Are
of the
they?
eighth.
No one can see it.
Good point.
This is like when the Heat game on Peacock, and all of a sudden 10:15 rolled around, and they stopped the world like it was Endgame. Adam Silver snapped his fingers like that big giant thing.
Thanos.
Thanos.
Root.
Yeah, Jimmy. Thanos.
There's somebody so mad that you call Thanos Root. Like, there's like one person out there who doesn't know your shtick, and he's like, "What? What did this idiot say?" You sold me. I've never seen any of those Marvel movies, Batman. Like, I don't watch any of that crap. So if it's Root, you got me, Hawk.
It's not crap.
I thought he was talking about the Mockingjay
What is that?
with the little pretty white lady.
Hunger Games.
Oh, Hunger Games.
Hunger
That I've never
Games.
seen.
You never seen Hunger Games?
Nah. I get
Oh,
the
you
idea.
Oh, the kids fight to feed the whole village? Man,
Actually, I don't
they
get the
get
idea. I have no idea what it's about. I have no idea
They
what Hunger
send
Games
out
is
their
about.
teenagers to fight for food. I love
Oh, I get it. I've seen that. You should see the kids when they get out of Spanish River High School. Everybody goes to Dunkin' Donuts.
Do kids still go to ice cream trucks? You guys, I mean, I haven't seen an ice cream truck around me in years, but when
Well,
I would
you
get out
know-
of like middle school at Arvida, there was always an ice cream truck right on that corner, and everybody
Usually
would
you
go
don't
line
go
up.
to the ice cream truck. The ice cream truck goes to you.
That's an ice cream kiosk you're speaking of.
Right? You're thinking of Dippin' Dots at the mall.
Honestly, I haven't seen an ice cream truck in years.
You just go wherever's near the school. Like if the high school, like there happens to be a Dunkin' Donuts across the street, so everybody just piles over to Dunkin' Donuts at Spanish River.
There's a Burger King by our middle school.
I guarantee you, it's loaded with kids at the end of the day.
They do. They play football in the parking lot. I don't like it there. I call them insurgents.
I haven't been to a Burger King in a long time, man.
Yeah.
Probably since the Marlins had that promotion. Remember, we were getting
I never made it though.
You didn't?
I don't think I ever made it because they didn't do. Remember, they didn't do it in Palm Beach County.
That's right.
And I was like, oh well, I'll drive to the Deerfield Beach Burger King, which. But anyway, what am I? I'm gonna drive there for what was it? Like a free hamburger or something?
it was a mini Whopper. The
Get a
Whopper
slider.
Junior. The Whopper
Who's
Junior.
driving 20 minutes for a slider.
I always love that when Krispy Kreme does like a free donut. My wife's like, "We gotta go get the free donut at Krispy Kreme." I'm like, "It's $1.19. Like, just get one every day. Who cares? You can get one Throw it out if you don't want it. You can go buy a donut every day, the rest of your life, and it's always there. And if you don't want it, throw it out. I got to drive there when it's free. When 7-Eleven does the free Slurpee, but it's in the size of a thimble. I'm in a line with 19. Talk about Hunger Games. I'm in a line with 19 people. They're giving you reused cups. They're like, well, we ran out of cups. We grabbed these out of the garbage. We sprayed them off with a hose out back.
You should have had the Mockingjay with you. She's a bad lady.
The Hunger Games movie, the first one was really good. Then they made like 3 other ones. I don't understand how there could be spin-offs of the original plot. It never made sense to me, so I just never watched any of the spin-offs or the second or third editions.
You get the concept
Of the first one, yeah.
They have to
It's
fight
like
for
The
their
Hangover?
food.
Yeah, it's
The
just like The
Hangover.
Hangover. It's a bachelorette party gone wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it.
Hangover wasn't a bachelorette party.
It was a bachelor party.
Yeah,
You
you said a
have
bachelorette
cables?
party.
You have cable, Solana?
Right, but this has to do with a girl.
Oh, I got you.
It's not just all girls, it's a whole community.
Admittedly, I thought Mockingjay was a guy until you said she's a bad mamma jamma. I was thinking Jay Ajay.
Who is who is Mockingjay? I don't
In
know.
my
what
head,
name.
when I hear Jay, I just immediately picture Jay Ajay.
Who's Mockingjay?
It's Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh, I like her.
Yeah, she's fine.
What do I know her from? Was she in Zero Dark 30?
She's in Silver Linings Playbook.
No.
Never seen that.
Mm-mm.
Don't Look Up.
Oh, I turned that off after 10 minutes.
That's a good movie.
Oh, it was so
Wait, is that with DiCaprio?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good movie.
Oh, that reminded me of Bird Box. I was 10 minutes into that movie. I go, these Netflix people have a whole different idea of what a good movie is.
All right. Tonight, Inter Miami. The Marlins are winning, by the way.
Solana just got annoyed by us. All right. Tonight.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Where do I know her from?
She's in X-Men.
She's the blue lady in X-Men.
I haven't seen that.
Mystique.
No. Is she the blue lady? I thought the
She-
blue lady in X-Men was Scarlett Johansson. The Freeze.
No, Mockingjay is the blue lady.
What is Jennifer Lawrence in that I know?
The blue lady in X-Men.
I didn't see it.
Do you even what?
I watch good movies.
Like with the big teeth.
Oh, I
big
know
teeth
who
Adam
this Jennifer
Sandler.
Lawrence is. She's in that movie No Hard Feelings.
No
That's
Hard
a good
Feelings.
movie. She's completely nude on the beach. I think.
What is this again? I need to.
It's funny.
Put this
Hawk
in
yells
my
out,
app.
I only watch good movies. And then you blurt out, oh, No Hard Feelings, which I've seen. And it's fine. It's like one of those stupid romance movies. It's a rom-com.
Yeah, perfect a teen coming of age movie.
Yeah, you want to talk about the dumbest plot in the history of time. That's the dumbest plot ever. Parents hire a whore to take their son out.
What happened
No.
again?
The parents want their son, who seems to be socially disinclined,
He's a
to
virgin.
experience the pleasures of the flesh as he's getting older. And so they're at, some bar on Nantucket or whatever, and they're looking to hire a young girl to essentially deflower, but to have a summer romance with their boy. And this girl, Jennifer Lawrence, is a bartender, and she sees the ad in the paper or on Craigslist or whatever, but she's really 35. They're
say
looking for like a 20-year-old to date their son, and she shows up and she's trying to pretend that she's 20, and they're like, ma'am, it is so obvious that you are not a 20-year-old girl. And she's like, I can do this. I can do this.
Did you say
Fast forward, she's
you
totally
said
naked on the beach.
deflower?
Deflower.
This is Love on the Spectrum.
No.
It is. They have an older child that they want to find love for. Y'all are missing out on Love on the Spectrum.
Again,
Tanner,
they hired
Tanner gonna find him somebody sooner or later.
they hired
Find
a whore.
Jennifer Lawrence. Let me know.
I'll tell you, Jennifer Lawrence isn't on there.
You never know. Your weather in South Florida right now. The Inter Miami plays today. I want to mention that Inter Miami plays at Real Salt Lake. That's
Why
a
would you mention
9:30
that?
game.
Is this some sort of sports headlines?
What did we get accomplished this segment? Honestly, I don't know.
Imagine throwing a sports headline into that.
Your weather in South Florida, it's currently 77 degrees, and tonight the lows are going to drop into the low 70s. That weather report is brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting, helping homeowners stay safe this storm season. Visit tornadoroofing.com for a free roof and window estimate.
Mike Cugno is going to join us next. Everyone's invited to the Hard Rock Bet Party. Perhaps, like me, you bet Kyle Stowers anytime home run today. Well, guess what? He wasn't in the lineup. So the bet was voided, and let's consider that a win, shall we? We're all on a heater if we had that together. Sign up today. Double your winnings on your first 10 bets. Max $50. That's right. You can double your winnings on your first 10 bets. Download the Hard Rock Bet app, make your first deposit, get the party started today. On Hard Rock Bet, the double your winnings welcome offer is just the start. You also get new promos every day of the week. Just open the app right now. See what promos you've got today. The NBA playoffs, we've been talking about that. Clutch shots and superstar performances and concussions. I mean, anything can happen. I don't think you can bet on a concussion. But anyway, every night you've got a shot to cash in on Hard Rock Bet, the official sportsbook partner of the Miami Heat. And whatever you want to bet, however you want to draw it up, Hard Rock Bet gives you tons of ways to stack your picks into an epic same-game parlay. You've got the most electrifying playoffs in sports going on as well. Light the lamp on Hard Rock Bet, from puck lines and totals to player props and game parlays. I mean, same-game parlays. Tape up the stick, lace up the skates, and get in on the action. And, of course, baseball is back in full swing. I'm watching a game right now, except that there's technical difficulty, so I'm not really watching it. But if you don't want to sweat all 9 innings on Hard Rock Bet, you can bet a first-inning run. Get that thrill fast. That's a quick payoff, big excitement. It's baseball accelerated. It all starts with you downloading the Hard Rock Bet app right now. And I seem to have lost the disclaimer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida, must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
You're listening to the Hawk, Crowder, and Solana Show.
Me sube la bilirrubina.
Coming If you are what you say you are, a superstar, then have no fear.
Mike Cugno is on the Toyota of Hollywood hotline, sports anchor and reporter on CBS 4 here in Miami, and he hosts Dolphins Weekly Live on CBS as well, so he's probably a good guy to talk the draft with. Do you see, Cugno, the Dolphins leaning towards a particular person?
Not particular person, but I know this has been like a little bit of a consensus with the doctor, Mansour Delane.
That's a great nickname, right? MD, the doctor.
Yeah,
That's a great nickname. Say it, Cugno. Give me credit. You've never given me credit for anything in my life. Give me credit.
I'm giving you credit, but the doctor's making a house call was right there for you guys the entire last segment, and no one reached for it.
Yeah, I had the doctor is in.
You're a professional, Cugno. That's why.
Yeah, he knows.
We try, but on a serious note, because of the Dolphins' needs, they're in like an advantageous position where if the top corner's there, great, you take them every day of the week. But edge is deep, offensive tackle's deep. Those are two things you need. So obviously, if Ruben Bain's there, now we know is there. Those are guys you're also you gotta make that pick if one of those two are there as well. So that's where I would lean. I just think Bain and now we know are probably going to be off the board before that 11 pick rolls around for the Dolphins. And if Delane's there, I think you take him.
And Mike, how do you feel like the hierarchy of positions? Because that was my whole take was the Mansour Delane or Delane, Delon, Solana corrected me.
So easy. Just say the doctor.
The doctor. So the doctor was on my board. But then it's like Jermod. I have my list right here. Jermod, McCoy, Chris Johnson. I think it's harder to find a corner than it is to find a guard. I think it's harder to find a corner than it is to find a safety. Like the hierarchy, we have so many needs. We talked about other than running back, middle linebacker. We have a quarterback we just paid, so I don't think we can take a quarterback early. But I think there's a hierarchy of positions that are more difficult to find than other positions.
Yeah, and I think that's why you go with Delane and Delon, however you want to pronounce it. We'll find out more once he's drafted. The doctor. So that's why I think you at 30 you can probably get an offensive tackle for this group, and hopefully a tackle that has a little versatility that can also move inside to guard, because you still have Austin Jackson at right tackle, but we don't know how long he'll be a Dolphin. So that's where you like, okay, do you get the next tackle and then just have him play guard for a year? We'll see. I don't know if you want to do that to him or have him sit behind Austin, a la what happened with Teron Armstead and Patrick Paul on the left side. So I think you can do that. I think you get a really good tackle later in that first round. There's probably going to be 6 or 7 offensive linemen that go in that first round, and most of them are going to be tackles.
If Ruben Bain or Maui Noah are available at 11, even if Delon or the doctor is there, Cugno.
Good call.
Do the Dolphins, are they almost compelled to take one of those two just because of the familiarity? And, they're also phenomenal talents as well.
I think if Bain's there, you take him because if you're not going to protect the quarterback or pick a quarterback, I think your next best option is to get the guy that's going to wreck a game plan for a team. And to have someone where you hope Chop hits that top end we've been hoping to see for a little while now, and then Bain on the other side, you can have your young edges for the future there in Miami. So I like Bain at 11 if he's there. If Bain's gone and it's a toss-up between Delon and Maui Noah, again, I go to the depth at that tackle position, and I go with cornerback at that spot.
Hey, were you at the Marlins game yesterday when Mendoza threw out the first pitch?
I was.
What do you think about that?
Well,
No, not the pitch, but I think I always get a little weird feeling like to ask someone to come out on a Tuesday night to Lone Depot Park to throw out a first pitch when you know there's going to be 4,000 people there and 25,000 seats empty. Like, isn't that Didn't they do that for Messi, Solana? Did he throw out the first pitch? I know anytime that there's like a big trade, they'll have a Heat player, go throw out the first pitch. And I'm like, why not do it on a Saturday night or Sunday afternoon? Was it a little weird last night having Fernando Mendoza, who's going to be the number one pick in the draft, throw out the first pitch?
I think it was all timing. I think they wanted him before, but Pro Day and the Marlins home schedule kind of matched up there. And so, they weren't able to get that done earlier. So I think it was just like, hey, he's home for the draft. He's going to be here this week. We're here on a quick homestand before they hit the road. I just think the timing, it all worked out. Does it stink that it's a Tuesday and like Sunday you had 25,000 people there, and on Tuesday and Monday you had 8,000 people? Yeah, it kind of does. But hey, you know what? If anyone's accustomed to knowing what Marlins crowds look like, it's Fernando Mendoza. He used to be one of those kids in those crowds. He grew up here. It's not like
yeah, you're right.
It's not like his expectations were probably super high for all that. So no, I think it's cool. The hometown kid was there. The whole family was out there. It was cool to see him get out there, warm up with Kyle Stowers a little bit, him in the All-Star, and then get out there. It was funny. The Marlins actually throw around a football during warm-ups. And a lot of those players in that clubhouse I know are football fans. So I think it was really cool for them to see him come by as well.
And Mike, people that don't know that you and Mendoza went to the same high school, you're a Columbus, Cavaliers? I don't even know what y'all's damn mascot is.
Explorers, sir.
Yeah.
Have you thought about the Doctors?
Not
Columbus,
very intimidating. The Explorers. That's Explorers are coming. But
how did they come up with that?
But
it makes sense.
Solana was about to explain why they're the Explorers, and then I blurted out how'd they come up.
Yeah, Columbus. I get it, Solana.
And
I totally get it.
I cut him off right at the pass. I want to go back and watch the video of that because
totally understand.
He was going to
Solana.
drop knowledge on you as to why they're the Explorers.
But Mike, do you? I didn't watch all of his games. I didn't watch his 4 years, 6 years, whatever the hell he played. I watched the college football playoffs. I wasn't that impressed. Even in the championship against Miami, I think he was 16 for 20 or something like it. He wasn't taking over games. Do you think he could be a game-changing player? And the second prong is, don't you think it's kind of goofy that he's not going to the draft being the number one pick?
No, not at all. No, I don't think it's goofy at all. I think when you're Baker Mayfield was at home when he was the number one pick. He was going to be a first round quarterback. I didn't have a problem with it then. I think, listen, if you've played your way into earning the number one selection, you've earned to watch it wherever the hell you want to, with your family, at home, at the draft. I just think, it also makes sense. I think family wise, I believe he mentioned it was on Rich Eisen's show, with his mom, travel difficult sometimes. So, I just think it makes it easier on the family. They all get together. I know they have a very big family as well. So there's, it's probably hard to tell some people, no, you can't come to Pittsburgh for the draft, or yes, you get to go. I just think it was just easier for everyone. Not only that, I mean, there's a kid who's from down here in Miami who went out to play in California. His parents went to those games. Then he goes to Indiana. This is a football moment that they get to share here in South Florida with everyone involved. And so I think it's cool. And to your first question about him being a game changer, yeah, look, I know maybe the numbers weren't great in the national title game, but did we forget the run? I mean, 4th and 5, he pulls the ball down and he makes that magical run that's now one of the greatest in college football playoff history, national championship history, for that touchdown. The back shoulder throws that killed everybody all year. You knew they were coming at some point, and he's still able to make them against that Miami defense. Yeah, he's a game changer. So I give him all the credit in the world, and he earned that number one spot. And he earned the ability to watch the draft, I think, wherever he's at. And that's not being a Homer Columbus guy. I just think everything involved, he's more than welcome to watch it at home.
But Mike, I don't think he threw for over 200 yards in any playoff game.
He didn't have to. They blew out Alabama.
I mean, he scored the touchdown when he needed it, though. To Cugno's point, I'm a hurricane, but the dude put his shoulder down and got the ball in the end zone when he needed to.
Big Ten title game as well. It was a low-scoring game. Ohio State's defense was obviously very good, contained him. And late in that ball game, he made 2 throws. The throw of the end zone, I think it was Surratt, and then third and long down the sideline to kind of ice the game. When throws and plays had to be made, Mendoza, the Penn State throw, the catch in the back of the end zone, like you can go on and on this year. Like when the play was there to be made or needed to be made, he kept making it. And to me, that's what you want in your quarterback because so many NFL games are one possession games. And that's the difference. And he has proven to be a difference maker in those scenarios.
You already buy your Las Vegas Raiders Mendoza jersey. What are you going to put Adelante on the back of it, Cugno?
Oh, you can put Adelante on the
cool.
back of it? No, the jersey's already hanging in the rafters from my living room, all right? And we got prayer candles that go around it. And just wait for Alberto. Oh, the rambling wreck. Don't let Alberto get hot at Georgia Tech this year. That's all.
Nothing wrong with having pride. Nothing wrong with having pride in your high school. Gary Sinise, Lieutenant Dan, went to my high school. I've got tremendous pride in that.
Lieutenant Dan?
Is it you
Lieutenant
too?
Dan.
It's Lieutenant Dan and Mark Hochman, huh?
It was a little bit before me, but
You want to hear about North Springs? Usher, Raymond, and Raven Simone went to my school.
I know.
Boom.
Hey, how'd it go for you when you asked Raven Simone out?
It hurt me at the time, and then later on I found out I wasn't her cup of tea. So,
Or you just scared you. She was so different show. Different show. Search up Raven Simone if you want. You'll figure out the punchline there. Cugno, we love you. And where will you be watching the draft? Are you going to Pittsburgh?
No, I'll be at the Dolphins facility. We have our draft show from 7 to 7:30 tomorrow night. We'll be in studio, and we have people fanned out from different draft parties and Dolphins facility, and then I'll be there at Dolphins training camp for the rest of the night as the picks get made, and we'll be there when the GM and everyone talks, and we'll have all those reports for you on CBS Miami.
Crowder's in Pittsburgh right now. Maybe you'll want to go to him for a little live reaction.
Can we leave him there?
oh, what time is that?
How about that?
Yeah,
Raven Simone said to her friends when
IPAs
Crowder
in by
approached her at the varsity.
I don't know. There's a standard for who can appear on CBS Miami. I don't know if Crowder fits that bill.
Wow,
You've been on
already
that
run
with that
Samantha
ugly
off.
sweater vest.
That's what happened. You realize you had Solana work with Samantha so many times, she just fled the whole city, Mike.
She left. Yeah, I mean, now Solana's like coming into the studio, and we have fewer and fewer bodies around the area now. So I don't know if that's coincidence or not.
Mike Cugno from CBS 4. We'll see you, Mike.
Love you.
There you go. We're getting closer and closer to the draft tomorrow night. Our draft coverage tomorrow night begins at 6 p.m. on this very radio station, and we'll take you all the way through the Dolphins' second pick in the first round. So make sure you're listening tomorrow.
80 years in business. That means you know what you're doing. And my friends at Edmore Sawgrass Cadillac, they are celebrating 80 years in business. Anniversaries are really special. And over at Edmore's, they're celebrating 80 years by what they do best, giving their customers amazing deals, amazing support, being backed by Morris. I'm telling you, Edmore Sawgrass Cadillac, they're commemorating the occasion by giving special savings on Cadillac luxury. And right now, I want y'all to check out the all-electric Cadillacs. All-electric 2026 Cadillac Optic, they are giving it away for just $349 a month. And the all-electric 2025 Cadillac Lyrics, just $369 a month. They've been family-owned and operated for 80 years. They know how to take care of their customers, and that's what it is. Being backed by Morris, y'all tell y'all all the time, my entire driveway is backed by Morris. Wife has the Caddy. She has an all-electric Caddy. I'm telling you, it is a special vehicle with special care that Edmore's gives you for the trade-in, to the sale, to the lease. Then after you get your vehicle, they text you, they email you, your car's up for service, come on in. They are great people and a great business. I'm telling you, you got to be backed by Morris. They take care of their customers. Don't miss out on the 80th year anniversary savings. Go see my friends at Edmore Sawgrass Cadillac. They're the 6-time dealer of the year. That's not a mistake. I'm telling you, it's amazing over there, right off the Sunrise Boulevard and the Sawgrass Expressway. Visit EdmoreSawgrassCadillac.com. And I'm telling you, being backed by Morris is a special feeling. I feel it every day. Click EdmoreSawgrassCadillac.com.
You're listening to the Hawk, Crowder, and Solana Show.
Marlins pitching coach is visiting Uri right now. I'll give you $10 if you know the pitching coach's name.
Sam.
Hey, Coach.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you perfectly.
All right. What do you think of my background this week?
I like it. I like it. That's you at that's a championship podium. Is that one of the ACC titles?
ACC Tournament Championship.
Yes, sir. I love it. And then the other photo looks like a movie
That
poster.
is the poster for the 2006 Final Four.
Oh, looks like
Florida,
a Batman.
UCLA, George Mason, and we lost to Florida. UCLA beat LSU, I think, or somebody.
LSU.
Yeah, LSU.
All right, Coach. We'll be back in about 4-ish minutes.
Okay.
Cool. Thank you.
We back at it with the steady Hochman, Crowder, and Solana. 305, cafecito time, dame una colada. Got some interviews next. Always got dope guests. Get the cesspool live, dropping comments and likes. We about to get right. Talking sports, my G. Listen to Odyssey and 104.3. Live and back on GeorgiaMusic.com. Hitting it at the park like a mad Mervis bomb off power. Get ready for the 3 o'clock hour. Get ready for the 3 o'clock hour. Get ready for the 3 o'clock hour. Get ready for that 3 o'clock.
I'm ready. Coach L is ready. Solana's ready. Jimmy's ready. Crowder's the only one who hasn't returned to his broadcast table yet, but he is in Pittsburgh, Coach. He's there for the NFL draft, which begins tomorrow, and so he's going to be on boots on the ground, if you will. Coach Jim Larranaga joins us every Wednesday for an hour. He is the winningest head coach in Hurricanes men's basketball history, and we love having him as a part of the show. Marlins won, by the way. Marlins won. They had a getaway day today, noon start, and they're off to the West Coast now. And I'm going to try to find this AFC Bournemouth match, which is going to be starting here in a few minutes. I just put a little money on Bournemouth, minus 110 to win over Leeds. Solana, Leeds, you said is Ira Winderman's team?
Yeah, the Windermans, they're big fans of Leeds United.
All right, and there's Crowder back in Pittsburgh. How's Pittsburgh treating you, Crowder?
A lot of talking.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are talkers up here.
You like lad handing, Coach? You seem like someone. Crowder gets into the, I've seen his shtick, so it doesn't work on me.
Don't talk about a shtick. I like people.
No, you don't. He's got this routine, and it's like, to me, it's so ham-handed, but people love it because it's Crowder, and they just love, when you're around him for 5 minutes, it's very captivating. But if you see him do this routine, I mean, how's your grades? You keeping your marks up. But he'll say that if you're in school. He'll also say that if you're a 48-year-old man. He just gets in this thing, and it's like, you seem like you would be genuinely interested in people that you're meeting, though.
Oh, I like meeting people and getting to know them. One of my heroes in that regard is Dick Vitale. Mm-hmm. Dick Vitale and I, we were together with our wives in Tampa for a Tampa Rays game, and as we left his car, he was stopped every, I'll say, 5 steps, and someone recognized him, asked him for his autograph, asked him for a selfie, and he just accommodated every one of them. He engaged with them, asked them their name, hey, where are you from, who you cheering for tonight, and that kind of engagement, and that really impressed me. And I asked him afterwards, you get this every day? He said, every day of my life, wherever I go, I'm recognized. And he then responded and saying, and I think I owe it to them. If they recognize me, know who I am, I should try to get to know them. I'll never turn down signing an autograph or taking a picture. And he didn't.
I do love hearing that. I give Crowder grief. Crowder is the same way. I'm my right hand to God. Crowder, when I'm with them, say at a Hurricanes game or Dolphins game, and he's trying to get around Hard Rock Stadium, he can't go 5 feet without being stopped. And he will talk with everyone. He will ask how you doing. Like, Crowder is great with that as well. I like being around people who are like that.
I'm impressed with that, Crowder. Keep it up.
Coach, I'm going to do it because you have to do something for people to recognize you. And if I can take 20 seconds out of my day to make your day, 24 hours of my day, 20 seconds of your day, that's how I kind of look at it. I talk to you for 20 seconds. Coach, I just dealt with this. It's funny we bring this up. What do you do when people try to follow up the relationship where they're like, oh, well, let me give you a call sometime?
Hold that thought.
Mr. 305.
Dale.
Bless.
Dale.
Thank you, Jimmy.
You're
What
welcome.
is that?
It's 305, Coach, and 305 on the Hochman and Crowder Solana show is sponsored by Miami Lakes Chevrolet, where you walk in as a customer and drive out as family.
I like the 305. That's got.
I mean, we're in Miami. You got to be reminded when it's 305. No.
Yeah, 305.
Yeah,
Way to go.
there you go.
But coach, how do you cut off the let me call you laters? Because I had to do it twice this morning.
Well, I never worry about that. You know, if someone calls you, you don't have to answer. If someone sends you an email, you can be polite. But I'm a people person. I like to make friends, meet people. I was at my physical therapist last week, and a guy was coming out of the men's room as I was coming into the building, and he stopped me and said, "Hey, I love you on the Hochman, Crowder, and Solana show." And then I showed up for dinner at Captain's Tavern, which is where the best place to go to have a lobster. And this guy Javier, as he and his wife were finished dinner, he stopped by my table and said, "Coach L, I love the hour you go on the Hochman, Crowder, and Solana show. It's great. Keep going." I enjoy this show, and I enjoy people recognizing me, not as the basketball coach at UM, but as a radio personality.
That's exciting. Phase 2. I mean, here we go. This is exciting. How about just to get back into basketball here for a second, because we're going to get headlines from Solana. But I had started the show yesterday reading a tweet to Crowder and Solana about someone saying, essentially, the NBA regular season is almost unwatchable, and it might not even be fixable. But the playoffs deliver so well on a consistent basis that maybe who cares about all this wailing and gnashing about trying to fix the regular season, because you get to the postseason and it's fantastic. It really is. You explain to me, Coach, how the hell did all three underdogs win last night? Obviously, Portland, I guess you can chalk that up to Wemby going out of the game. But how does Philadelphia, without Joel Embiid, go into Boston, which we all think is far and away the best team in the East, maybe other than Detroit, who lost to Orlando? How does Philadelphia beat Boston on their home court last night?
Okay, we got to go back to my buddy Steve Etter, who said we weren't talking enough about VJ Edgecombe. You remember a couple of weeks ago? Knipple and Cooper Flagg, and he immediately texts me, "You got to talk about VJ Edgecombe. He's awesome. He had 30 last night."
Yep.
That's how you win, when someone elevates their game beyond expectation in a hostile environment like the Boston Garden. He and Maxey were sensational, and even though Jaylen Brown was great, Jason Tatum was only okay last night. He had 19, but he didn't dominate the game, and those guys had a great game. But the Spurs, I was laughing I'll say my head off listening to you guys talk about Wemby falling on his face.
Coach,
and
wait a minute, out, Coach. Put your hands out.
He had the ball in his hands, and let me tell you how impressed I was with that play. He was falling down with the ball in his hands, and he had the physical and mental mindset that I'm not turning it over. I'm going to hit the guy in the corner, which meant he made a pass and didn't have time after releasing the pass to get his hands down. And Solana's talking about, his hands are too slow because they're long. I mean, come on. That's ridiculous. All the speed and quickness he shows with his spin moves, with his jumper, and he can't get his hands down to protect his face.
Too long, Coach.
He made a great offensive play by kicking it out to the corner, and he gave up that chin of his. And have we heard whether it's a concussion or not?
He's in concussion protocol, but I don't know if it's an actual diagnosed concussion. Is it, Solana?
Well, I haven't seen it be confirmed diagnosed, but I think it's pretty straightforward, is it not? I mean, he was knocked out. Like, his face hit the ground and his eyes shut. I mean, he got knocked out. And then even yesterday, Mitch Johnson, the head coach, said, look, with the protocol, we don't know what his status will be for game 3.
Oh, if he's in concussion protocol, he's not playing. He won't be back for at least a week.
You wouldn't try to coach that out of him, though, all these crazy spin moves where he just seems a little out of control at times.
Wait a minute.
You
Aren't you the guy that said he's the greatest player in the history of the game?
Do all the histrionics to be the greatest player that we've seen since MJ and LeBron. Like, you wouldn't say to him, "Hey, Vic, come here. You're the head coach. Vic, come over here. Listen, you do it all out there. Don't fall on your head. I don't want to micro coach you. I don't want to micromanage you. The falling on the head. Let's not do that anymore. You wouldn't try to have a little talk?"
Well, that would be a very strange conversation while he's dealing with a concussion and his eyes are spinning and his head is spinning and he has a hard time understanding your words. But I understand what you're saying. A guy as valuable as he is to his team, to that franchise, you don't want him getting hurt. Would the turnover just been, okay, it's one turnover, but protect yourself? Maybe that's a good conversation to have, to say to him, hey, you did a really smart thing by making the pass, but the smarter thing would have been not landing on your face.
Yeah. And coach, from a coaching perspective, and this is the whole thing, like the CTE stuff and all that, where like if a guy has a torn Achilles, it's torn. You can see it on the MRI, the X-rays. When a guy tears his knee up, you can see it. The concussion thing, when you have a guy like Wemby and you need that guy, we're in the playoffs right now. Like as a coach, how do you deal with that? Do you just trust like Hawk's saying, do you just trust the doctors? Do you try to encourage him to come back? Because we don't know exactly what that head injury did to Wemby when he hit his face.
Okay, so my experience with the concussion protocol is there are tests that they have to pass before you can clear them. And the tests have to do with closing your eyes, balancing on one foot. They have a whole series of tests, and you have to pass each and every one of those. And it's normally, one of the things is about your head is you have a headache. And when does the headache go away? When does that pain go away? Because your head is like throbbing from the concussion,
impact.
From contact with the floor. So the doctors won't keep him out if he passes the concussion protocol. But the coach won't have any say. Any encouraging words mean nothing. It's passing the protocol before you get to play again.
Because I'm reading, Shams Charania just tweeted out, because he was on ESPN discussing it. So the NBA rule is if a player is diagnosed with a concussion, we don't know if he is or not, but if a player is diagnosed with a concussion, he cannot return to participation, A, for at least 48 hours after the time of injury, and B, until he completes the required return to participation process. So if he does get diagnosed, I'm guessing he's not going to play in Game 3.
He was diagnosed, by the way. I'm reading
officially diagnosed
from last night. Wemby has been diagnosed with a concussion. We'll have further testing today.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's 5 days, a week. I mean, you got to pass a series of tests, and it's not that it's an exam that you have to study for. It's just about, hey, how do you feel? Close your eyes. Do you get dizzy? Can you balance yourself? Do you still have a headache? They put him, I believe, in a pitch dark room. So there's a whole series of things you have to do to get cleared.
What a series changer that is for San Antonio. I mean, holy mackerel.
San Antonio. Well, you guys said it. Wemby's the best there is. So
he is. I've never seen a better player since MJ in my lifetime.
Coach, I even said it. Vassell and Castle looked so much better when Wemby was in the game.
Yeah,
and
sure.
I watched the rest of the game, and I'm like, damn, these young boys aren't that good. I looked at them totally different watching the game last night. Is that something that have you seen as a coach where like, okay, this guy's special, and then he's not playing with a Wemby, and then it kind of it changes your opinion of that kid.
Well, it changes your opinion because they live off of his abilities, because every coach is trying to slow down Wemby. It's like Jokic. You have to pick your poison. Do we just guard everybody so tight and let Jokic have an incredibly high scoring game? Or do we try to slow down Jokic and then he's dropping dimes and helping all the other players look great? That's the thing that coaches realize. They understand the value of that player, because all you got to do is look at his plus minus when he's in the game, what the team does when he's in, and then what the team does when he's out. And when he's out, it's a minus. When he's in, it's a plus. So you win with those guys who are in the plus minus category. They're in the plus all the time.
In basketball parlance, Crowder, guys like Coach L and I who know ball, we'll call it the gravity of Victor Wembanyama on the floor. His gravity opens up driving lanes, opens up passing lanes. And when you don't have that gravity, well, you get what you got yesterday, which is De'Aaron Fox running around taking contested threes and bricking them, while the Portland Trailblazers gave it to Drew Holiday, who was making play after play.
Coach, do you like your name being in the same sentence as Alejandro Solana?
No need to answer that.
I couldn't even get on this show without Solana. He's the one that sends me the link every week.
That is true. You got to know where to butter your bread.
I'd be at home trying to figure out how to turn my computer on if it wasn't for him. So he's my
Solana.
guy. Hey, Solana, you're my man. Hey, Solana, how do you like my background?
Oh, I love it, man. I love it.
What do you think, Hawk?
I love it.
Yeah, you don't even know what it is.
I know what it is. That's
what?
Your something that's got like I see some is that a drum or some sort of banner?
Drum, right?
It's the ACC championship.
Hold on. I'm making my picture larger.
Oh, louder. You're gonna have a hard time making that louder.
I see. That's the ACC championship there
in 2013.
That's a ACC banner.
Who'd you win that with, Coach?
I don't see you. Where are you?
Am I not in it?
I know.
I'm right there.
I don't see you anywhere in the picture.
I think I can point to it.
Oh, there you are.
Where am I?
Oh, you're right over.
I'm taking the trophy. From John Swafford, the ACC commissioner.
And then what do you got? You got looks like a UCLA, LSU. What is that? Like a Final Four?
No, that's the 2006 Final Four team from George Mason. That banner is different.
I like it. It's a good backdrop.
All right. Who else are we talking about today? You have that. Oh, I got to pick a bone with you. You never saw X-Men, and you don't know who Jennifer Lawrence is?
I do know who she is. She's in what's the movie I like, Solana? No Holds Barred?
Yeah, No Holds
No
Barred.
Hard Feelings.
No Hard Feelings.
No Hard Feelings.
No. Did you ever see Red Sparrow?
Nah. I don't like bird movies.
Do you like Jennifer? Hey, well, go watch Red Sparrow and tell me you don't like bird movies, because Red Sparrow.
Because did you see Bird Box?
Yes.
It's terrible, right?
Yeah. Why are we talking Bird Box? Jennifer Lawrence is not in Bird Box.
Yeah, but that's a well-known bird movie.
Oh,
you walked right into that one.
Every day, Coach. Every day I got to deal with this.
What was the other movie? You didn't see X-Men. You didn't see. Oh, you didn't see
the
Hunger Games.
Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Oh.
Coach, isn't Hunger Games an amazing series?
Oh, it is. And Solana, you only watched the first one.
Yeah, I don't understand why there needs to be
2 and 3 are great. They get better.
I don't know.
They go after the king. Donald Sutherland is the
top guy. Yeah,
well, I like
and they
Sutherland.
go after him. It's really good. I enjoy him. I like movies, though.
Coach, because you're smart.
But the speaking of Hunger Games, you ever watch My 600-Pound Life on A&E? Because that's the Hunger Games I like watching. You ever watch that?
No, I didn't know that is actually a movie.
But no, it's a series, and it's people 600 pounds and above, and they go see this doctor in Houston, and he's just a matter-of-fact weight loss doctor, but he'll do gastric bypass surgery on 850-pound people who normal doctors won't do the surgery on. But he's tough as nails, man.
Are you
"Hey."
planning to gain like 400 pounds so you can go see the doctor?
Well, Crowder, tell him this is my dream. So my dream
Coach,
is
he wants to be 600 pounds and ask me to come to his house and wash under his flaps. He's ridiculous.
I never met anyone that wants to gain weight.
Isn't there something romantic about being so bedridden that your friends bring you food, your family just brings you food in bed, you watch TV all day, you listen to your podcasts, maybe read a newspaper, and your friends, your real friends, this is how I judge a friend, your real friends, you're going to get sores under your skin. They come over, they lift up your flaps, they clean under your flaps to help you prevent from getting sores. I don't know, there's something about that. Doesn't that seem like, don't you remember when you were a kid and you were sick and then your mom would bring you cereal in bed and then she'd bring you some snacks in bed? What if your whole life was like that?
Yeah, well, you would need to have your friends come to the house because your wife would be gone. She would leave you. She wouldn't be around because if she has to deal with that every day for the rest of her life, because once you get to that weight, unless that doctor does miracle work, you need 100 friends to take care of you.
Would you bathe me, Coach?
No.
Coach, I love your answer because he asks me all the time when I come over to his house, I'm not touching you. I'm not getting a grown man out the bed. Coach, you keep all that.
All right. Well, I think
600 pounds.
My 600-pound life. I'll send you some clips when I get a chance because it's fascinating. It's a fascinating watch. All right, let's do headlines here with Solana. Headlines are brought to you by Doral Volkswagen. You always pay less with your Pricito at Doral Volkswagen. Visit them at Doral Volkswagen or DoralVolkswagen.com.
So I want to stick with basketball here because there were, and by the way, the Marlins did win, so they win that series against the Cardinals. And Inter Miami does play tonight. They're in Real Salt Lake, or they'll play Real Salt Lake. They're in Salt Lake City. It's a late kickoff tonight, 9:30 p.m. Yesterday,
somebody puts on the YouTube chat, and this is so right on. It's so infuriating when they weigh less than 600 pounds on my 600-pound life. I mean, what are we even doing here? You know, because sometimes they'll have some, lady on, she's like 475. Hey, gain 125 pounds and call the show back later. We don't, you're svelte compared to the people we like to watch on this show.
She's fine at 475?
I'm just saying, if it's called my 600-pound life, don't try to do the old bait and switch on us with some 475-pound biddy.
Biddy! Coach, something's wrong with him, Coach.
Does he talk like this very often?
Coach, something's wrong with him.
I agree.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were that strange, Hawk.
Oh, you don't know the half of it.
The Lakers won yesterday, and there's two stats that are just insane from that series. One is that Kevin Durant, who did play yesterday, he's lost 7 straight playoff games.
I was thinking about that after the score last night. I didn't know that, but I was thinking after if they get bounced in the first round, Coach, do we ever have to recalibrate what we think about KD or what we say about KD?
I was shocked that without Luka Doncic, the Lakers were able to win. When you added KD back to the Houston lineup. Okay, game 1, fine at LA, but you bring KD back, you think, hey, he'll make all the difference in the world, and he didn't. I don't know what's happening there, but I will say this, and you can quote me, Solana, on this. This series is not over. They got to go now to Houston, and Houston could win 2 there, and all of a sudden we'll be talking a different story going back to LA in a week.
I've long said, and it's not a hot take. I mean, I think most people would either agree or he's in the conversation that Kevin Durant is the greatest pure scorer in NBA history. I'm not saying he's the best player, but just scoring wise, Coach, he's 7 foot and he can shoot like Steph Curry. He can hit the mid-range jumper better than anybody in the history of the game. But yesterday he has 3 points in the second half, and they're just double teaming him. It's not like it's something they've never seen before. It's not like it's Scottie Pippen out there covering him. I mean, it's Marcus Smart double teaming him with Jared Vanderbilt and Rui Hachimura. But if he can't manage a double team in the playoffs, then how can he be the greatest scorer of all time? I mean, I was just blown away at how he just turned into a nothing in the second half. Here comes Marcus Smart to double him, and he's like, oh, never mind, I'm throwing it to my teammate. And it's like, dude, go be Kevin Durant, bro. Go be KD.
Yeah. Okay, have you guys ever heard of the Nike Peach Jam, the EYBL championship in Augusta, North Augusta? No? Okay, so Nike hosts EYBL, the Elite Youth Basketball League, from the spring all the way through the summer. And then in Augusta, they have the championship. And back when KD was a sophomore in high school, the NBA scouts were allowed, because it was not one and done. They could go right from high school to the pros, and then it changed. So I had friends of mine from the NBA sitting with me watching games, watching the best seniors, the guys who are going to be seniors. And I said to them, if you want to see the best player in this event, come join me and watch this sophomore. And it was KD. Kevin Durant put on a show. He was going into the 10th grade, scoring every which way possible. He's been a natural at putting points on the board from 3, from 2, from the foul line, in transition. Yet, the one thing a lot of the great players had to develop is how to make their teammates so much better. And he like with Houston right now, if they can't figure out how to do what LeBron James did when they double teamed here in Miami. He had D Wade, he had Chris Bosh, he had Shane Battier. He had some guys who he helped elevate their game by finding the open man and getting them an easy shot. Jokic has to do it almost every night. So the Denver Nuggets have really figured out a good game plan for that. And Houston hasn't yet. That's what I'm saying. Maybe when they return to Houston, they'll be a little bit more comfortable. Maybe those other guys will step up, and KD will get a little bit more freedom to be KD.
And Coach, but that blitzing mentality, is that on Ime Udoka? Like you said that they can figure out how to do it. Like who figures that out? Is it KD to figure it out? Is it a coach to figure it out? Because you've seen the Lakers blitz him the entire season.
Yeah, no, it's the coach. You have to have a game plan for when your best players are going to get double teamed, whether they're in the low post or on the perimeter, which we're seeing a lot more in the NBA. We saw it with our Miami Heat when they were getting double teamed coming off of ball screens. You know, it was hard. Now some teams just like to switch, but instead of switching, some teams blitz it and double team them and force the guy to pass. I saw it a lot with the Clippers and James Harden. Teams would blitzing him constantly. And then everyone would complain that, hey, he only had 8 or 10 points or only 3 points in the second half. Yeah, because it's hard for one guy to score against 2 defenders. That guy has to rely on his teammates to force the opposing team's coach to change their strategy. And for the Lakers, it worked. What will happen in Houston, we don't know.
Tonight in the NBA, Pistons will play the Magic in Game 2. Pistons, of course, were the only 1 seed to lose Game 1 the other day.
See that coming.
Yeah, 7 p.m. The 2 games tonight are on ESPN. Then Oklahoma City, the other 1 seed, they beat the Suns by 7,000 points in Game 1. They'll host Game 2 tonight.
17.5.
Hey, if Orlando wins at Detroit again, the Pistons are in serious trouble. They're young. They haven't been there before. The
Is that what
pressure
you attribute
begins
it to?
build.
Because, I mean, they were unbeatable. I shouldn't say unbeatable, but they were pretty damn good throughout the entire regular season. And Cade Cunningham is a bona fide star at this point. So what do you attribute it to? Just, hey, they're young. They got to get their footing?
Well, here's what I'd say. In watching their performance during the regular season, there was only one stretch in March where they ever lost more than, one in a row. They never lost even 2 in a row, except one time. They lost 4 in a row, but 3 of those were on the road, including a game here in Miami. If they were to lose tonight, that would be completely out of the ballpark and out of their normal rhythm. And then I'd say they're in serious trouble. But if they bounce back tonight, it's only one game. It's early in the series. They are young. They are inexperienced. They haven't been the number 1 seed in maybe ever. When's the last time the Detroit Pistons were the number 1 seed in the East?
2005.
Back with Isaiah?
Yeah, No, that was Chauncey Billups, Rip Hamilton, Rasheed Wallace. Remember,
Yeah, that's right.
By the way, speaking of the Pistons, happy birthday, Duncan Robinson, my guy.
It's what I was going to say. Duncan Robinson, he balls on his birthday. I mean, this dude on his birthday balls. So there's no chance the Detroit Pistons are losing tonight. Duncan Robinson.
Player props. Hold on. Let's see what we got for tonight.
Duncan Robinson.
That's a good piece of inside info. You've researched that?
We have
that a parlay there?
You
You got a parlay going there?
I would what his over-under is on made threes.
Duncan over made threes. Duncan over on points. If you remember, it's a long-running joke between Heat fans. He played so well in the playoffs on his birthday one year that every game after that, when you needed a big Duncan Robinson game, people would just start tweeting him and DMing him, "Happy birthday, Duncan," just to kind of convince him in his mind that it was his birthday. So he'd play.
His over-under on points tonight is 10.5.
Oh,
wow.
And his over-under on made threes is 2.5.
Oh, easy. Way over.
I got killed by Max Strus the other night, Coach. The guy stinks.
Hey, Max Strus is one of my favorite players when he was with the Heat.
Yeah, me too. That's why I bet over 9.5 the other night.
And what did he do?
And there was 6. 2 of 5 from the field.
This is what I deal with, Coach. Have you ever known that it's your player's birthday on the night of the game and tried to figure out a way to get him the ball?
That's a good piece of info from Solana there.
Actually, yes, because my coaches would tell me, "Hey, so-and-so is really feeling it. It's his birthday today." I said, "Okay, remind me," because he'd be a sub. I said, "Remind me to get him in early, and we'll see if it's really true." Hey, the mental side of the game.
If we don't put the mortgage on Duncan tonight, I mean, you've got Coach, one of the winningest coaches in college basketball history, telling you Solana's theory is sound.
It is. Solana, you're a genius.
We are going to retire off tonight's Pistons game.
Okay, mortgage, Duncan.
All right, who else plays tonight?
Hey, can I borrow some money, Coach?
No,
you'll have to ask my wife. I'm not in charge of the money.
Coach,
but I do like jelly beans.
Coach, he owes me thousands. You got to pay me off first.
Pistons Magic game 2, 7:00 tonight, and then OKC and the Suns game 2. I believe those are the only two NBA playoff games. That'll be at 9:30.
I don't think OKC is in trouble. So
nope. That one would be the most shock, because even yesterday Solana said no way Boston loses a game in this series, and when he was doing the scoreboard, he's like, no chance Boston loses tonight. But OKC, we can all agree, right? They are not going to lose a game in the first round.
No.
Yeah, they're by far the better team.
Yes, that's a very nice way to put it, Coach. All right, guys, your weather in South Florida right now, it is 78 degrees. Tonight, the lows are going to drop into the low 70s. That weather report is brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting, helping keep your home and family safe when the storms roll in. Visit tornadoroofing.com for your free roof and window estimate.
All right, Jim Larranaga will stick around with us for another segment, so don't go anywhere.
If your garage door is outdated, damaged, or not hurricane ready, you can't wait. Call Allied Doors. We're in South Florida. You want to be hurricane ready, but you also don't want to have a beautiful home with a terrible garage. I don't want to see those homes. I know you ride around your neighborhood and see those houses with the terrible garage door. It's right there in the middle. You got to go to Allied Doors. Huge in-stock inventory, same-day service. You go out there today and see them. You can call them, and they are going to be so efficient. Custom impact-rated doors built to protect and upgrade your home extremely fast. They are the best. They have a bunch of trucks out on the road. You got to call Allied Doors. Industry-leading LiftMaster openers. So LiftMaster is the best. They are built to perform. We have our personal property, my homesteaded house with my kids and wife. We have the LiftMasters there. We have Allied Doors there. Investment properties. Those garage doors that take 45 minutes to pull up, get you a LiftMaster. I'm telling you, it is a difference. They are the best, and they're built to perform. You got to call Allied Doors today, 954-942-8550. That's 954-942-8550. Or visit allied-doors.com. Mention this ad when you call or email, and you'll get $300 off. You can't wait. Hurricane season is coming now. Make your house look better. Call Allied Doors today.
This is Hawk, Crowder, and Solana.
I have this fantasy, I've had this for years, of becoming obese and bedridden and just watching TV all day and having people bring me food.
All right, back with Coach Jim Larranaga for one more segment here, and then we'll move on to the 4 o'clock hour and see what we come up with there. Zack Gelb will be on with us. We can talk a little Dolphins draft. You don't pay attention to the NFL draft, do you, Coach?
Well, I'm going to follow to see how our University of Miami Hurricanes players, how we do in the draft. I like talking about that. So.
Looks like Bain and Maui Noah will go in the first round. That's always kind of impressive, right? When
I heard the
picks.
conversation with someone was talking about, will Bain end up with the Dolphins, or will he go earlier than that?
He's available at 11, Coach. I think they'll take him. They need pass rushers that can also play the run.
Will he make it? Any of the mock drafts that you watch, Solana, does he fall to 11 at all?
There was only 2 where he fell to 11. Most of them have Ruben Bain going in the top 10. But, there's the question about his measurements. I know Crowder, all of us down here pretty much dismiss that because we know how much of a game changer he is. But could that lead to some teams overlooking him? It's possible, but most people have him going in the top 10.
Hey, I got to join in on that. You know what I like about the measurables? We've gone away from deciding whether a guy's a good football player or basketball player, and we use analytics. We use numbers to decide whether the guy is good or not.
So he's got short arms, is what they're saying, though. He's got short arms. Yeah.
Yeah. When he hits a guy, does he use his arms? Does he knock the guy out? I mean, he is as strong and aggressive and tough-minded and a leader. Hey, his mom drives to every game. When we were in Phoenix, Arizona, she drove out there. I mean, that's the kind of family. He's 100% committed. You want winners. He's a winner.
Coach, do you have to overlook those analytics as a coach when they're like his arms are 71 inches? They're not 74 inches. The greats are 74 inches.
Yeah, so maybe he's not one of the greatest of all time, but he's still a great football player. And you can't measure everything. Look at, okay, I can't compare it with football because I don't know the players well enough. But I'll mention, where was Tom Brady's analytics when he was coming out of college?
They were 6th-round analytics.
Yeah, he gets picked in the. Hey, how about Nikola Jokic? Where was he picked in the draft?
2nd round.
2nd round pick, like 34th. How many general managers lost their job because the owners are saying, how we had like 2 shots at this guy and you still passed on him?
Well, when you're recruiting someone overseas, who you're not seeing on a nightly basis, you may never, I don't know, would you see someone play? If they're overseas, would you even go overseas and see them play? I mean, you'd have to rely a lot, I'm sure, obviously, on game tape, but also analytics, yeah?
You know what? What we spent most of our time on is analyzing the kid himself, what kind of person he was, what kind of competitor he was, what kind of teammate he was, what kind of attitude he had. The physical aspects you can see. It's much harder on tape than it is in person. In person is much better. But let me give you an example. Do you remember Sheldon McClellan? Called him Sheldon Mack.
No.
He was a transfer from the University of Texas. He came to us. He has the smallest hands of any player I've ever coached. Guys who were 5'8" had bigger hands than Sheldon McClellan. And Sheldon was 6'5". But he caught everything. He jumped out of the gym. He could shoot the ball. There are certain analytics that don't work for everybody. I mean, you look at some of the guys coming out today. I'm sure when Cam Boozer goes to the combine and gets measured, his speed, quickness, and jumping ability is not going to be nearly what Darren Peterson and AJ DeBanster and Caleb Wilson, those guys are different kinds of athletes. But when you're trying to win the game, his competitive spirits, his skills, his smarts, there's a lot that goes into being a great player. And there's no better example than Nikola Jokic.
Did you ever recruit someone without seeing him in person, though?
Oh, yeah, plenty of times. Yeah.
Anybody get off the plane and you're like, "Ooh, what the hell did I just recruit here?"
Unfortunately, too many times. You know, one of the things that does happen in recruiting, kids will come on a visit, and you've recruited them for months.
Ooh, we lost Coach L
The
there.
cliffhanger for next week.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a
Loses
tease.
connection. Yeah, that is a good tease.
That's a
Coach
good
L.
tease.
That's okay. We got to take a break anyway because we had gone long the first segment, and I want to catch up for the 4 o'clock hour so we have enough time with Zack Gelb. So that'll be a cliffhanger. That's a cliffhanger. It's what we like to call a cliffhanger. Sound Trump at all? It's one of the best cliffhangers I've ever seen.
It's a cliff and a hang.
Jim Larranaga. 4 o'clock hour is coming up. Zack Gelb's going to join us in the 4 o'clock hour. We'll get caught up on headlines as well. 4 o'clock hour is next.
You're listening to the Hawk, Crowder, and Solana Show.
I'm not a football guy, you know that, but I read Bill Walsh's book. Do you remember? You know the book?
I can't read, Coach.
PM and we back on the clock, so don't get cutesy. Dow lead the station unlocked. We got the sports talk and the drama to make sure the T-clock. WQAM is the Avengers with no weak spot. For Joe Rose, Woody Bo, Omar and Moore, Tobin and Leroy giving goosies galore. Yeah, for 2 to 6 reserved for 3 legends. The captains of America, not no Chris Evans. For Spritz to McRibs and calling out game scores. Hochman, Crowder, Solana. Get ready for some more.
4 o'clock hour. Theme song there from Georgie. Check him out online. Georgie Music, Jorgmuzik. He does all our top of the hour theme songs. The stock market report, that's sponsored by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE, 1-800-747-3733. Dow Jones up 341 points today. S&P 500 up over 1%, 73 points. And the NASDAQ up over 1.5%, up 397 points. So good day on Wall Street. Got to remind everybody, I don't think I've mentioned it today, Whiskey Stars and Cigars, presented by Ed Morse Sawgrass Auto Mall, returns on Friday, May 8th. This is our third Whiskey Stars and Cigars. They have both been fantastic. This one will be as well. You can come on out. The entire QAM staff, minus me, will be there at Tabacón Cigars and Spirits at Plantation Walk. And you come out, you enjoy a nice Scotch whiskey from Johnny Walker and a smooth cigar from Drew Estate. It is free. All you have to do is come on by. Starts at 6 p.m. on May 8th, but come out whenever you feel like it. You can get all the info at WQAM.com. Got to be 21 or older. And again, it's Tabacón Cigars and Spirits at Plantation Walk. Whiskey Stars and Cigars is presented by Ed Morse Sawgrass Auto Mall. 4 brands, 1 location, your local Cadillac, Buick, GMC, and Chevy dealer. Crowder's in Pittsburgh. You're going to get any of the Pittsburgh food while you're out there? Is Pittsburgh the place for the... they have one in Fort Lauderdale.
Primanti Brothers.
Primanti Brothers. You going to get Primanti Brothers while you're out there?
Didn't plan on it because I don't do that kind of stuff, but I heard of Nate's Wings. They said Nate has the best wings in Pittsburgh.
I think you should get Primanti Brothers while you're out there in Pittsburgh.
There are a lot of people like you that look at things like that and then want to go to Primanti Brothers, and then it's going to be a line and then all of that. I'm more of a Wingstop guy. Short lines.
I texted Aronde this morning, see if he wanted to come on the show today and talk draft, and he texted back what I thought was, I'll be in Carolina. And so I wrote, oh, make sure you go to Cookout while you're there.
Yeah.
And he texted back, what is that? And then I looked closer at his text, and he said, I'll be in Carline.
He got his baby. He got to pick his baby up.
Yeah.
What's that?
Said he could join us tomorrow, though. He said no school tomorrow. Why is there no school tomorrow?
I don't know what school he goes to, but Chaz is going to school tomorrow. I don't like them off days.
Whether there's school or not, he's going to school.
Dropping him off. Somebody better be there. He'll be a security guard all day.
All right, let's get headlines for the 4 o'clock hour. Zack Gelb will join us later on this hour as well. Headlines brought to you by Doral Volkswagen. You always pay less with your Pricito at Doral Volkswagen. Visit them at Doral Volkswagen or DoralVolkswagen.com.
Just saw this Underdog NFL tweeted this. They cite Tom Pelissero, and they write from Tom Pelissero, Carson Beck expected to go earlier than everyone expects. Can't 100% rule out round 1, but Pelissero believes he'll be a second-round selection.
Interesting.
He had a heck of a run. But I'm not impressed with Fernando Mendoza, and he's going first. So I don't know what's going to happen with these quarterbacks, but we've heard it's a down year.
I think Carson Beck, though, my guess is he interviews very well.
Oh, yeah.
And every teammate talks about him as what a great leader and really one of the guys. And like everyone seems to gravitate towards him, which is one of the, I think, characteristics you're looking for in a quarterback. And he's not a young kid. You know what I mean? Like you're drafting an older kid who's, he's got, and we talk about SEC experience and then, national championship game experience. Like he's got a lot of the attributes you're looking for.
Shannon Dawson is going to talk glowingly about him. Mario Cristobal is going to talk glowingly about him. Kirby Smart is going to talk glowingly about him. Like he's going to pass that side. It's what they see on film.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're impressed by his film, yeah, he can go higher than we would think.
He also, like his record, I don't remember it off the top of my head. I don't know, it was like 49-6 or something like that. But his record as a college quarterback is insane.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah,
I know
people those SEC teams, they just load up on cupcakes.
Goodness gracious, cupcakes.
Padded stats.
Yeah.
True.
But we also have to play SEC schedule. You understand that? We're not always playing Bethune-Cookman. Yeah, we're playing SEC team.
Like UF. I mean, it's a walk in the park every year.
That's what I was talking about, the cupcakes, yeah.
Right.
Wait, listen, I won't disagree.
I just think, like, sure, you can say, oh, he played at Georgia, but he still has to make plays. It's not as simple as just the team's going to win because he plays at Georgia. Like, he still had to make plays, and then he came to Miami because Georgia didn't want him anymore, and he went to the national championship game. And if the only thing you want to remember is the final play of the Natty, which he threw an interception and it wasn't a great throw, like I'm not downplaying that. But if that's all you want to remember, then I just think you're being foolish when talking about Carson Beck.
They're not investing $30 million into a guy off what conference he played in, or if, like I just said, if Mario Cristobal likes him as a person, they're going to watch the Louisville game. They're going to watch the SMU game. They're going to watch the playoffs. They're going to watch, like, it comes down to film. You have to be able to play ball to get drafted high. The hell with all that stuff. They drafted me, and I was getting locked up and beating up people every day. You have to be able to play football for somebody to pay you money to play football. It's going to come down to all of those things. They're going to watch the film.
Well, the NFL draft is tomorrow, and I think, Hawk, you just mentioned it. We'll have our draft coverage here on WQAM starting at 6, and then take you up until the Dolphins' second pick in the first round. The Marlins did win today. They win that series against the Cardinals. Game began earlier today. They're off tomorrow. They'll leave for a West Coast trip tomorrow. They're going to play the San Francisco Giants. They'll be in San Francisco over the weekend. And then they'll play the Los Angeles Dodgers early next week. That'll be in Los Angeles.
Now, I am on a little bit of a heater if you're tailing my gambling, because earlier today I bet Kyle Stowers anytime home run, and he wasn't in the lineup, so that bet got voided. So the money ends up back in my account. Well, to me, that's a win. And so if you want to tail me, I did just put extra money into my Hard Rock account during the commercial break, and I bet 2 Duncan Robinson overs based on the information Solana has given us. I've got him over 10.5 points tonight, and I've got over 2.5 made threes.
Because it's his birthday.
This is the information I have received.
So breaking even's a win, and birthday celebrations are also a win?
No, but it's inside info.
I don't like it.
Listen, Crowder, do with that information what you will. You don't want
to use it? Don't use it.
Fine.
I'm guessing you can't bet on the Hard Rock app in Pittsburgh.
I can't. I tried to. Yeah. I did put in a bet. Well, I put in a bet on the plane. This is how bad I am. I put in a bet on the plane because I knew I couldn't bet in Pittsburgh.
A heady play by you.
That's a heady play. I love getting on a plane. If there is any live sports going on that I will be able to watch on the plane, money goes on that right before we take off.
I teased the Magic to 13.5 and the Suns to 21.5. Even money.
Wow, so you're changing your strategy essentially. Now you're just running with the dogs?
I went because Hawk, when you go all favorites and lose 3 of 3, I gotta swing this thing back. I just don't see the Magic and the Suns just losing by 20. Like, keep it competitive.
This is pretty cool. I mentioned that Inter Miami plays tonight at Real Salt Lake at 9:30. According to TickPick, they're one of the ticket websites. They said Inter Miami at Real Salt Lake tonight is the most expensive MLS ticket this season so far, with a get-in price of $351. And to compare it to a typical Real Salt Lake game, their next home game, they play Portland. That get-in price is $32. So tonight, $351, $32 for the next one in Salt Lake City. People want to see Messi, bro.
Yeah, that dude is a draw.
So I had read to you guys the stat between the Lakers and the Rockets earlier that KD has lost 7 straight games in the playoffs. That was the first stat that was just mind-boggling to me. But at some point, we got to talk about the fossil who is doing unheard of things as a fossil in the NBA. That's LeBron James. Listen to this stat. Really listen and pay attention to this stat I'm going to read to you. This is the most impressive one because a ton from yesterday, what LeBron's doing as the oldest player in the league. But you guys know Luka and Austin Reeves are out. From StatMuse, the most 25, 5, and 5 games in the playoffs. So 25 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. You have to have at least those points or more or in any of those stats. Michael Jordan, 73, 25, 5, and 5. That's amazing. 73. LeBron James, before turning 30 years old, accomplished that 75 times. LeBron James, after turning 30 years old, has put up at least 25, 5, and 5, 80 times already.
It's
The
amazing.
game changed.
But it also shows you MJ was able to close series out quickly.
Yeah.
So he didn't have as many opportunities to go 25, 5, and 5. LeBron's series are going 6 and 7 games.
7
I
every
think at the
time.
beginning of MJ's career, too, the first round series was 3 games.
Didn't have enough chances.
This wasn't, see, I know what happens here with the MJ gang. You guys are trying to turn this into, MJ versus LeBron.
He just locked down series. He didn't have to play 7, 8 games.
No, it's an
9
amazing
games.
stat.
I don't want this to be the MJ versus LeBron thing. It's just to the numbers are just staggering to show you what this guy's doing. Like his careers, you can separate them by 2, and they're each Hall of Fame careers. Before 30, after 30. And yesterday, to lead the Lakers in scoring and to take that 2-0 series lead, it's insane.
It really is.
Stupid.
It really is. You forget how old he is
And what
because it's LeBron. But you really think about MJ how old was he in Washington?
Probably like late 30s, early 40s.
Yeah. But MJ didn't have peptides.
That is fair.
Just science. Sciences came around.
Michael Jordan was 38 when he returned to the NBA to play for the Washington Wizards.
And he looked 38.
He retired
LeBron
at
does
the
not
age
look
of
40.
Retired at the age of 40. LeBron's 41, and he's leading the Los Angeles Lakers in points in a playoff game without their 2 best players. I know we laughed off. Hawk, I had credited the take to Kendrick Perkins, but you had sent it to me that it wasn't Perk who said this on First Take. Was it Channing Frye?
I think it was Channing Frye. Yeah.
But whatever. Somebody basically had the take before the series. And it was a hot take. It was just a good take. I didn't necessarily agree with it. I just thought it was a good take. That if LeBron won this series without Luka and Austin Reeves, it would be the greatest achievement in his career. And it's just a ridiculous statement. But I don't know, man. Like, winning this series at 41 years old, leading the team like this would be up there for sure.
Coming back on the Golden State Warriors in Cleveland.
I know. I know it sounds stupid, but bro, he's 41, Crowder. People don't do this at 41. It's his 23rd season in the NBA.
It's remarkable. It really is. It's remarkable.
And it's always like you have to say you're this or that. You have to build these camps around MJ and LeBron, and you reference MJ on all LeBron stats.
I'm not
so
doing.
You can go both ways. To be number one or number two in the history of the world of a basketball game, when Naismith put the peach basket on the damn pole, that's impressive. It is. LeBron is the second best basketball player I've ever seen touch a basketball in my life.
I'm not doing
Wemby
MJ LeBron.
Wemby. He can't even put his hands out and catch his face off the ground.
I hope it's Duncan Robinson number one tonight, man.
Me too.
I'm not doing this to do MJ LeBron. We'll have our time to do that when this guy finally retires. I just thought that stat was like, it puts it into perspective how unbelievable this guy is. And like, we clown on LeBron all the time because he's corny, which he is. But I'm watching that game last night in the fourth quarter, and he threw down that reverse dunk, and I'm like, what?
Yo, you got to watch. It's the Club Shay Shay podcast.
With Michael Beasley?
With Michael Beasley.
Yeah.
He talks about the incident. Remember we talked about it on this show where Riley said no more cookies on the plane, but LeBron didn't know it, and it was like he called for his cookies during the poker game that he always did on the plane, and then all of a sudden they had to tell him that Riley said, no, there's no more cookies on the plane. And Beasley tells the story of what that plane ride was like when LeBron found out.
LeBron?
Yeah. When he found out that there were no
James.
cookies on the plane anymore.
He wanted his damn cookies, man. Give the second best player his cookies.
Beasley's out of his mind. Like he's telling the story. You can't even I can't even keep up with the way Beasley's telling the story, which makes the story even better. I'm telling you, you got to watch this clip.
And I'll send it to you right now, Crowder. But the best part is, Hawk, I didn't know this, and it does change everything for me. Those cookies, they're LeBron's. Like, he has his chef make his own cookies, his own ice cream, according to Michael Beasley. So these are like LeBron has these packaged. He has them specially made. They probably do have peptides in them. And LeBron goes.
Who'd you just call? He was showing us that he has someone's phone number, but I think he called it.
Super cool.
Oh, Michael Beasley. Super cool Bees.
I push send, and I hope if he calls back, I'll pick up.
He strikes me as somebody who would answer your call.
100%.
Right? Like, hasn't heard from you in 3 years since you guys did the Pivot podcast.
No, because I've texted him 722 times, and all he does is text back cool with a K.
I used to get that from Cornbread Maxwell.
Hey, man, it's funny. Our kids are around the same age. This is years ago. Hey, man, son's third birthday. We're going to be at the house, pool party. We got bounce houses. Bring the kids over. Send them the address. Cool. And that's the end of the conversation.
Super cool Bees.
Super cool, man. Super cool.
But it changes the story. This wasn't Pat Riley saying, hey, airplane chefs, caterers, I don't want you to make cookies anymore. This is Pat Riley flexing on LeBron's personal chef, saying you can no longer bring cookies on the plane.
No, I don't think that's what it was, though, Hawk. I think it's that on that plane ride specifically, Bees said that they lost the game. So after the game, they get on the plane, they're coming back to Miami or wherever they're going, and LeBron had brought his cookies onto the plane with his ice cream, his own personal ice cream, and that somebody took the cookies and the ice cream out of wherever they keep them and hid them, and like either threw them out or hid them so that LeBron couldn't get his cookies on that plane ride home.
Right, but he was told this is Pat Riley's decision. It wasn't like, hey, we just can't find the cookies, which is why, as Bees tells in the story, LeBron stands up and he's like, okay, like you want, like this is this is what's going on. Wait till I invite you out to Vegas and sat your ass on a couch while I play FIFA.
We've talked about this a number of times. You ever watched, what is it, the Discovery Channel when the one alpha lion walks up into the other alpha lion's territory and they have to show who's the biggest alpha, who's going to be the man. And Pat had to put his little mane out and say, "No, I run this team. You're LeBron
You can't tell
James,
a
but you don't run
grown-ass
this team."
adult that he can't have a cookie.
You can tell him anything you want if you're the president of basketball operations and I signed the bottom of your damn check. And Pat Riley did it.
No,
I haven't seen the story yet, but I've heard about it.
Okay,
Pat Riley.
I want Claudia to tell me I can't have Coke Zero out of the vending machine anymore.
Did LeBron have a cookie on that plane?
Nope.
Who won?
Oh, LeBron won.
LeBron did not win. That wasn't the last year. LeBron kept
may
playing.
have lost the battle. But he
LeBron
won
kept
the war.
LeBron kept playing basketball and winning one another championship for Pat Riley. Pat won that.
What war did he win? What are you talking about?
The war of who is the bigger
He had the last laugh on Riley.
Safari.
He had the last laugh.
How do you have the last laugh? What are you talking about? The laughs aren't done yet. Riley's still going, and LeBron's about to get bounced in the first round. He's not putting up 28 again. I promise you that. He's a bum.
AFC Bournemouth scored. A little golazo.
Oh,
Bournemouth's got a 1-0 lead. I've got a little money on Bournemouth over Leeds.
Had nothing to do with cookies. It had to do with manhood.
Yeah, you don't take another man's cookies.
And did LeBron get a cookie on that flight?
You want to make them run 2 extra laps because they lost? Run 2 extra laps. Don't touch my cookies.
LeBron wanted a cookie. Riley said no cookie. Who won?
But my point is you don't tell another man you can't have a cookie.
Unless you're the alpha male.
You're not my daddy. My daddy can tell me you can't have a cookie. You ain't telling me I can't have a cookie.
Did LeBron eat a cookie?
Well, I bet you he had cookies when he got to the hotel.
Nah, he can do all he wants when you're not under my thumb.
if anything, Pat Riley's just showing LeBron how to be a real champion. I mean, he helped him win his first 2 rings. And what are we doing? Eating cookies like we're 8 years old on a flight home? I mean, what are we doing there, man?
I hate being on your side with this. It's nothing about 8-year-olds. It's about showing who's the alpha in this building. And Pat Riley had to show it.
Cookies. I want to eat a cookie if I want a cookie.
I usually get $300 worth of fried chicken on Dolphin flights. We didn't win many games.
All right, anything else? Because I want to have time with Zack Gelb.
All right. Your weather. In South Florida, right now, it is 78 degrees. Tonight, the lows are going to drop into the low 70s. This weather report was brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting. Storm season is coming. Make sure your home is ready. Get your free roof and window estimate today. Visit tornadoroofing.com.
All right, Cheetah Pompano, great spot to watch a game. You can watch a game there tonight. Got a couple of basketball games tonight. They got VIP areas, 4 stages of entertainment, and the most beautiful ladies in South Florida. And Cheetah Pompano also has that amazing complimentary gourmet lunch, which is till 3 p.m. every day. They've got happy hour specials till 6 p.m. every day. And I always tell you, don't forget, if you're planning a bachelor party, maybe you're the person in charge of planning the bachelor party, there is no better place to do it than Cheetah Pompano or Cheetah Palm Beach. And you can get details online or at either of the clubs. Every day is a great day at Cheetah Pompano Beach, especially when there's playoff basketball and hockey going on. And make sure you visit Cheetah Palm Beach as well. You can get all the details at cheetahsofl.com.
You're listening to the Hawk, Crowder, and Solana Show.
My metabolic age is 15.
Yeah, well, your metabolic IQ is 15 as well. Zack Gelb is joining us on the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. He hosts the Zack Gelb Show on 365 Sports. He's the studio host for NFL and college basketball on Compass Media Networks. You can follow him on social media at Zack Gelb, ZACHGELB. You in New York City? You home, Gelby?
Yeah, I'm in New York. Yeah.
And Crowder's in Pittsburgh, getting ready for the NFL
Crowder looks
draft.
like he's in a photo booth, honestly.
It's got like a Naugahyde. Oh, that's a drape? I thought that was like a Naugahyde wood background.
Naugahyde. You think I stay in Naugahyde?
I love that word, Naugahyde. Such a great descriptor.
You learn something new every day.
I'm in downtown Pittsburgh, but it's too bright in the background to show the beautiful Pittsburgh skyline.
You are a veteran, savvy internet broadcaster knowing about backlighting.
Can I ask a question out of the gate here? I'm curious
Sure.
if you guys have seen this and it's kind of up your alley in terms of a crazy story. Have you watched on Netflix Chessmates, The Untold Story?
No.
So there's these two guys. His name is Hans Niemann and then Magnus Carlsen. Magnus was the #1 player in the world. And this guy, Hans, rises up the ranks and is like in your face, aggressive, like clearly clout chasing. And he ends up playing this guy, Magnus, in person and beats him. They end up accusing Hans of cheating in person. What do you think one would use in person to cheat in chess if there was going to be an accusation made against you?
What would one use? Because as you started to say it, because I've seen the promo board on Netflix and I just haven't watched it.
Yeah.
Earpiece.
Good guess, right? But you could probably see an earpiece or something like that, probably.
What would one use to cheat at chess? I don't think I'm going to be able to come up with it because my guess is he came up with something that no mortal would come up with.
Anal beads.
What happened?
Yeah.
How does that help your chess game?
I guess the accusation. Hawk's like, let me go get mine. He just exited.
And that does what to King 6 to Rook 4?
I guess if you felt a certain vibration, it tells you to move the chess piece. So anyway, chess.com on his original account online found out he was cheating online. They thought they had the analytics to prove he was cheating in person. They could not prove it. But people think this guy goes, I'm now referred to as the guy that played chess with anal beads. When he goes, I don't even know what those are.
So he had someone watching the game who would alert him via signals with the beads?
Yeah, that part wasn't made clear because he said that he didn't do it and he didn't even know how it would happen. And the other guys are just making these crazy claims. But I was not expecting last night when I went to Netflix and just turned this on and I didn't know anything about it outside like of a buddy just mentioning that, hey, there's this crazy documentary, that's where my night was going to go for an hour and 15 minutes. It was fascinating.
My anal beads are telling me Duncan Robinson overs tonight. If you're interested
I'm not trailing this bet.
No pun intended on the tailing.
Isn't that a story though made for this show? Like, come on. Like, what weekly guest gives you tidbits like that?
Do you do any mock drafts yourself,
Yes.
Gelby?
Yes. I release this year I did 3 versions of a top 10 mock draft.
Oh, so with the Dolphins pick 11, do you have them? Do you have a particular person you think the Dolphins are going to select?
Yes. So in that spot, just to give, I'll give you just real quickly the top 10. I could just go quickly and then get to 11. I have Mendoza going 1. I have Bailey going 2 to the Jets. I have Jeremiah Love going 3. Then in at 4, I have Sonny Styles going to the Tennessee Titans. I then have Francis Mawanoa, I believe, going 5 to the New York Giants. Caleb Downs going to the New York Giants. Then the Cowboys trading up to 6 to take Arvell Reese. Carnell Tate going 7, Reuben Bain going 8, Mawanoa going 9 to the Chiefs, and Jordan Tyson going 10. So in that spot, if I was the GM of the Miami Dolphins, I would make 1 or 2 picks. I would either go Mekhi Lemon or I would take Kenyon Sadiq. I do not think the Dolphins at 11 will take a wide receiver or a playmaker. I anticipate that they're going to go offensive line. The Packer regime coming over, They made one, I think like since 2002, one first-round pick on a wide receiver. It was last year. I'm expecting it to be Spencer Fano, Caden Proctor.
Well, what about Reuben
Monroe
Bain?
Freeland.
Did I hear you have Reuben Bain in your
Yeah,
top?
I had Bain 8 to the Saints.
Oh, okay. All right.
But Gail, the big guys, my whole thing with this, and the name that comes up is Mansour Delon.
Yeah.
The corner
From
where
LSU.
It's so hard to find it. His name, what's his name, Solana? The island, island.
Let me give you his name. Mansour Delon. Should he not be called the Doctor?
MD.
Oh,
That's a great nickname.
So it is for people that are somewhat smart like you. People like me that went to Temple University are going to be like, what do you mean by that? And you're going to have to explain it to me.
And imagine a pick six. The Doctor is in.
Yeah.
Pick six.
Did you hear what I said?
I know. Pick six, the Doctors. I heard what you said.
You understand? Like he gets the pick six, so he's in the end zone.
Yes. And he grabs his anal beads.
But Gelb, I can go there. These guys aren't put in, and the name I'm going to say, I don't know these guys you're talking about. It's not Penei Sewell. Like, you can find a guard. It's hard to find a island corner that can lock down Jamar Chase and lock down who's going to be in the division now, A.J. Brown. It's harder to find a corner than it is to find a guard.
Yeah, well, the guys I said were tackles.
A tackle, but it's harder to find one of those guys.
But at 11, see, the Dolphins, they don't need to be in the business of fit right now. Just get the best player available. And when I look at Mansour Delane, I think he's good, but how much is that he's just elevated right now? Because like Jermod McCoy was also supposed to be right there with Mansour Delane. And now I see mock drafts that have him going like 24, 25 or potentially falling out of the first round. Now, he didn't play last year because of an injury. So, I'm not going to crush them if they go a corner whatsoever. They got to take the best player available because there's so many effing needs on this team.
Of the guys you mentioned, Gelb, going in those top 10 picks, who's most likely to fall out and be available at 11? I've seen a ton of discussion about Caleb Downs potentially falling out. And then we're looking at Reuben Bain or Francis Mauigoa as one of the two Miami guys who could be available and would be in our world, like surefire. Everybody would be thrilled with one of those picks. Of those three guys, who's most likely to be there at 11?
I would be shocked if the Giants, who are picking at 5 and 10, pass up on Downs twice. Mauigoa, I think, will be the first offensive tackle taken, and there will be one in the top 10. So I would say it's Bain, and I think it would be absurd if Reuben Bain falls out of the top 10. Like, if Reuben Bain is there at 11, Miami, take Reuben Bain.
And the quarterback situation, we've talked about it before, Gail. I'm not sold on Fernando Mendoza, but the Ty Simpsons, we talked about earlier in the show, we were talking about the Carson Becks. Everybody's saying this draft is one of the worst in the last 15 years. I don't believe it. You'll always find somebody. But
for
this
quarterbacks, it is. It's stinks. Like, I think Mendoza's good. I don't know if he's going to be.
Is he that? We talked about it. You were like, he's good. He can be a starter, but he's not going to be a Pro Bowl type player.
Well,
this quarterback class, the later guys, the Ty Simpsons that Dan Orlovsky has been amping up, and the Carson Beck. What about those guys?
So I think Mendoza could be like a Jared Goff, which is a damn good quarterback in this league. I don't know if you're going to win a Super Bowl with him, but you get close. I think Simpson will end up going in the first round. I've been saying for the last 3-4 weeks, I think the Cardinals will trade back up in later, give up minimal capital away so they can get the 5th-year option on him. I think it will either be the Jets or the Cardinals. I do not believe Ty Simpson should be a first-round pick. I would not use one on him, but I think he will be. After that, stop trying to sell me on Carson Beck and Drew Aller and the kid from North Dakota State. I like Sawyer Robertson, but I think the guy's a backup quarterback. The only quarterback I'd feel comfortable using a first-round pick on in this draft is Fernando Mendoza. After that, don't give a crap about the quarterbacks in my estimation.
We had this conversation. We had Ben Volen on yesterday, and we were talking about Mendoza because I was saying if you take someone number 1 overall at the quarterback position, you're expecting a franchise changer.
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if any of us think Mendoza is that. He's a winning quarterback, and sometimes that changes a franchise. He's a winning guy. But then we started talking about Drake May, and I was like, Drake May, is he a franchise changer?
Yes,
and
not
Crowder's
even
like,
close.
hey, you go to a Super Bowl, you're a franchise changer.
Yes.
But did anyone think that of him?
So I was a little skeptical of Drake May coming out of college. But I remember having a conversation with Field Yates, and he told me I was crazy to be skeptical. The part where I bought in on Drake May, and it was quickly, was in his first year. I understand his stats weren't that prodigious. He had one of the worst offensive line. You can't even name the people that he was throwing to. And that guy just grinded it out and made plays. And that's why I wasn't surprised. I didn't think the Patriots were going to go to the Super Bowl last year, but I wasn't surprised that Drake May looked like an elite quarterback last year because of what he did in year one.
Who do you think I had? We mentioned this yesterday as well, because Solana was of the belief different. Because I don't want to tell you our answers, but Crowder and I have, I think, a different answer. Who do you think is the best team in the AFC East right now?
I'm going to go the Bills.
Oh, so you're with Solana on that one, because I think it's New England.
Well, I would love that to be the case as a Patriots fan.
Yeah, I know you would. You're a Patriots fan.
But I just think that the Pats will be good next year. They'll still make the playoffs. I just feel as if that will swap in the division.
You just said Drake May is a AFC championship quarterback.
Yeah,
and
so is Josh Allen, though. I know he hasn't done it yet, but he's a stud.
And I'm assuming they're adding A.J. Brown, which we argued about this week, where they're thinking A.J. Brown. I'm saying, like he said, Mike Vrabel will punch him in the face, but A.J. Brown comes to an organization like this where Drake May is going to kiss his butt. Jalen Hurts wanted to be the alpha male. Drake May is not going to tell A.J. Brown, I'm not. A.J. Brown is going to get 167 targets next year and be happy with the Patriots. And everybody's happy on that side. You get A.J. Brown to the Patriots, the Bills are still superior to the Patriots?
That could change it. There's no doubt about that could change it. And I do think that A.J. Brown is going to be there. But how many times, like I used to see this as the Patriots all the time. I'm not saying in the AFC East, just when they would go up against teams, they wouldn't have the most talented roster and they would just find the way to get it done. I'm just going to assume that Josh Allen is going to be able to win 12 games next year and the Patriots win 11, and it's a one-game difference why the Bills end up winning the division.
I would just like to point out for the official record here that we're talking about an AFC champion quarterback.
Oh, shut up.
The same way Crowder is an AFC East division winner. You know, nobody remembers the fact that Tom Brady didn't play that season.
11-5.
Yeah, I think it's just an important context to the entire situation.
Yeah, and the Heat, when they made it from the play-in tournament with Jimmy Butler, you'll slobber over that, but the Patriots take advantage of a week.
That was actually tougher. Bubble season was tougher.
Oh, God, please. There was no fans in the stands. Mickey Mouse Championship. Doesn't that how that works? Isn't that what you just said?
Taking a 2-1 lead in the 87th minute. Bournemouth 2-1 lead in the 87th minute.
Up the cherries, baby.
Who are the teams playing?
Cherries. Bournemouth and Leeds.
Oh, okay. Are we gambling on that?
We might be.
Okay, that's the reason why I thought anyone would ever care of that matchup.
How dare you? My college roommate runs AFC Bournemouth. We're all big
Does he really?
fans. Yeah, we love Bournemouth.
Oh.
You follow the EPL at all?
Oh, does he? No, but if he needs
Actually,
a play-by-play announcer,
Premier
I'm
League,
down.
right?
I
Just
could
the
use some
PL.
money.
Just the PL, Hawk, the Premier League.
Oh, you said you need some money?
Yeah.
Duncan Robinson overs tonight. It's his birthday.
It's his
Solana
birthday.
has a litany of examples of Duncan Robinson overperforming on his birthday.
I do trust Solana's basketball opinion, too.
It's trends.
How many points do I need?
10.5, and made threes is 2.5.
I mean, he'll get
10.5 points. He should get that.
Yeah.
I think it's minus
Also-
125. So,
Gelb parlay tonight. Duncan Robinson over 10.5 points, and Paolo Banchero over whatever his over is.
See,
I trust Solana too, Gail, but I don't trust it's his birthday. He's gonna play better. They're in the playoffs. They've been playing for months.
A trend is a trend.
See,
James
I'm not a
Harden
trend.
plays terrible. What was it when they?
the strip
when
clubs.
he's
Yeah.
But when he's in the city for more than one night, and they have B or better strip clubs, like trends are trends.
But so Solana knows Duncan Robinson's all his stats on April 22nd.
No. But why would I need all his stats on April 22nd?
You know what?
The trend.
I will ride with Solana and Duncan Robinson. I will not do it with Paulo Banchero, because if Banchero doesn't hit the over, then I really can't make fun of Solana anyway with the time where he couldn't pronounce the name correctly. So I'm halfway in.
Valid. Everybody follow Zack Gelb on social media, ZACHGELB. Talk to you next week, Gelby.
You got it, guys. Be well.
5 o'clock Funky Buddha happy hour is coming up. Make a plan to spend a day enjoying some great horse racing at Gulfstream Park in beautiful Hallandale Beach, much like the Solanas did last weekend. Solana took his dad Eduardo there. They had a nice day at 10 Palms, enjoyed some horse racing for Eduardo's birthday. I mean, that's a great place to spend a day. They've got live racing Thursdays through Sundays through the entire month of April. Cirque du Soleil Lucia is currently playing at Gulfstream, but it ends on Saturday. It's been there for a couple months. The end is Saturday, so if you want to go see it, got to make sure you get your tickets. Mark your calendars for the annual Kentucky Derby Trackside Watch Party, which is Saturday, May 2nd. That's a great place to watch the Derby. You can get tickets online at GulfstreamPark.com. Gulfstream Park, it's perfect for a day of racing and fun. Also a perfect venue for groups, events, and private parties. They host groups from 10 to over 1,000 people. I say it every day, but it's true. Make it a day at Gulfstream Park. There is nothing better than a beautiful South Florida day, betting on some horse racing, and enjoying the great sights and sounds at Gulfstream Park. Get all the details at GulfstreamPark.com.
You're listening to the Hawk, Crowder, and Solana Show.
You're not a cheese guy?
Depends. On what?
It's 5 o'clock somewhere and it's right here. The Funky Buddha happy hour, everyone grab a beer. See, the boys are back and so are the guests. We talk food more than sports, but we winning our bets. To the moon, bro, with all the mundo. Hot takes and more, that's coming soon, though. Every banger like a pass, every bar off the glass. WQAM, and they coming for that ass. I'm a spaz like Solana on preheat. My dog don't care who the kicker is as long as they got 2 feet. Pickle bar champ, and he about to repeat. Don't sleep, y'all, the picture get vivid. Especially with Crowder when he cooking on the pivot. Yeah, that boy did it. Played for the Finns, embraced by this city. And then comes the man who's silly but stay litty. Loves avocado toast, and I hope that you ready for Mark Hochman, the big stepper from the Shy, Kane alumni, the big rapper. Gotta dap him up, and like you messing with the neighborhood chick, let's wrap it up. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, and it's right here.
5 o'clock hour. Thank you, Georgie Music, for our theme song. JORGMUZIK. Check them out on social media. 5 o'clock hour is the Funky Buddha Happy Hour. And it was going to be super funky and happy because Bournemouth had a 2-1 lead at the end of regulation. 7 minutes of stoppage time. Leeds scores the equalizer in the 96th minute.
Oh, that's brutal, man.
I mean, you gotta be bleeping kidding me. In the 96th minute. So my heater's over.
The heater that wasn't really a heater.
Well, what are you talking about? I bet Kyle Stowers, anytime home run, he wasn't in the lineup, so I got my money back.
Yeah. I don't know if
I guess
that
you can
counts
say-
as a heater.
I guess you can say you lost the lead.
Jimmy's making jokes after Hawk lost the
wondering how
bet.
long I can be silent to make him lose his smile.
What happened, Jimmy? You're rooting against Hawk to make money? Is that what's happening here?
He
You can
loves
fire
when I
jokes?
lose bets. He loves when I lose bets.
Crazy, man.
That's
You
not
taught
true.
me. You taught me very early on, Hawk. You should root for your friends to win
Of
their
course.
bets.
Of course. Yeah, Jimmy loved when I broke the microphone. I mean,
That's
he
right.
loved it.
That's right.
It was the
Cost
funniest day he'd ever had at work.
Cost the station thousands of dollars.
Thousands.
Oh, might have cost you your job. Jimmy couldn't
Possible.
stop laughing.
He was delighted. Coughed up the leads in the 96th minute. Unbelievable. Anyway, go to Funky Buddha tonight. You want to watch a couple of basketball playoff games? They got the TVs on over there. They do Magic the Commander at the tap room on Wednesdays. This is cool, though. If you look at Funky Buddha Tap Room on Instagram, I've been talking about this. They have this watch party coming up. It says, start your engines. Stop by this Sunday at 3 p.m. for our first NASCAR official watch party in the tap room for the Jack Links 500 race at Talladega. And they say, come picture ready because weather permitting, they will have the official championship pace car from Homestead Miami Speedway there to take pics. They're going to have the sound on for the races, $4 pregame Pilsners. They're going to have pictures, more. If you want to reserve a table, you can click on their Instagram page and you can do it through Open Table. But that is Sunday at the tap room, Funky Buddha Tap Room in Oakland Park.
Hawk, I feel terrible to tell you this, but when I'm just looking at what happened in this game right now, I'm sorry, man. First of all, Leeds' first goal was an own goal by Bournemouth, which is just infuriating.
I do know that Bournemouth scored a third goal that got taken down.
Evan Nilsson scored a goal, and they're celebrating, and then they end up waving it off because he was offside by a nail.
Yeah.
A nail.
Just a brutal. The finish was absolutely brutal.
Oh,
just brutal. I'll get it back tonight on Duncan Robinson and then some.
Let's go, baby. It's Dunk's birthday. I'm telling you.
Go, baby.
I'm telling you.
Crowder's in Pittsburgh for the NFL draft. He's unavoidably detained this segment, but he will be back. Let's get headlines for the 5 o'clock Funky Buddha Happy Hour, brought to you by Doral Volkswagen. You always pay less with your Pricito at Doral Volkswagen. Visit them at Doral Volkswagen or DoralVolkswagen.com.
Hey, Hawk, I wasn't able to fit this into the show yesterday because we just kind of ran out of time. But did you see that Publix is they're debuting like a whole new line of pub subs? Have you seen this?
I don't think so.
Yeah, so a whole new lineup of pub subs, and here they are. Okay, I'm going to read them all to you. Obviously, the standard is the chicken tender sub at Publix. That's the one Tom Holland tried a couple days ago. Yeah.
Yep.
A Publix deli stacked brisket on brioche sandwich. So it's not a sub.
No,
but it's an
not
actual
going there for
sandwich.
a sandwich. If I'm going to Publix and I'm getting a sub, I'm getting a sub. I don't want a sandwich at Publix.
Isn't it the same thing though? I mean, what does it matter if the
No,
bread
brioche is not. That's not a sub roll.
It's not a sub roll. It's not a hoagie, but it's a sandwich. You're getting a
But
sandwich.
I don't want a sandwich. I want a sub roll.
A half pound of tender smoked brisket, stacked
No,
high
out.
and drizzled. Okay.
No. Put it on a sub roll. You got me interested.
All right. Well, how about this? A Publix deli spicy brisket sub.
Okay.
Smoked brisket layered with boar's head, 3-pepper Colby Jack cheese, jalapenos, crispy Publix fried onions. You love fried onions. And sweet and spicy barbecue sauce for a bold bite with heat and crunch.
All right. That sounds interesting. I like that.
That's just brisket on a hoagie, basically. And then deli brisket, lettuce, and tomato sub. So a BLT, but without bacon. It's brisket instead of bacon.
I see.
And then
they're going all in on brisket, it seems like.
It's all brisket. Everything's brisket. A Southern-style brisket sub.
All right. So the story here really is Publix has launched a line of brisket subs.
Yeah, they have. A brisket lineup for Publix. Well, I'm in. And I'm in
Lori
on the
gets
brioche.
our brisket for the holidays, the Jewish holidays, at Publix every year. They sell very good brisket, but she makes it. So I don't know how Publix prepares it, but we'll have to see.
All right. Well, it's Publix. It's probably going to be fire.
Well, I don't know, because usually they're slicing meats. You know, like who's cooking the brisket?
It's a fair point, but they're
do they have a smoker out back?
Maybe they're adding a smoker to every single Publix.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, how are they cooking the brisket?
Yeah, probably in a microwave. It's probably coming to them ready. They're gonna nuke the brisket every hour. They'll be nuking brisket. It's a good point by you. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
It's
like when like Subway. Does Subway have a cheesesteak?
Yes, I've had the
and
Subway
it's like,
cheesesteak.
well, wait a second. I've never seen a flat top grill there, which is how you would cook a cheesesteak. So you're just taking shaved meat and nuking it.
Yeah, and they cut up the shaved meat. They like pre-prepare it,
Yeah.
and it's in like those little tiny cups that are just they just smack it right on top.
Yeah. See, I'm getting a text here from Brian Bishop, and I was thinking about mentioning him when we started talking about the brisket. He says the spicy brisket sub is 100% Pitmaster approved.
Wow.
Brian Bishop's the best grill master that I know. And if he's telling you that the spicy brisket sub at Publix is good, because he's the only one that I would trust on this. I wouldn't even trust Gino Torretta, because Bishop is better on the barbecue than Torretta.
Oh, for sure. That's
and
not even
Toretta's very good on the barbecue.
I don't know. Gino, he gets help every time we're in front of a grill.
That is so surprising to me, because I thought that Bishop was going to tell me, stay away from that at all costs, or that there's no way it could be good. Shocking turn of events here.
I trust Bish, so I'll be in line for the brisket sub.
That dude knows grilling.
He knows.
He's got a line of spices and grill stuff. Bishop's Pitmaster Barbecue.
Yeah. I think he purposely gave me some faulty charcoal when we had our whole grill off. I'm still investigating that, but, you know.
You mean stuff that you couldn't light?
Yeah, I think he wet the charcoal before he gave it to me on purpose, and you may have been involved in that. I don't know, but that thing
I
took
wish
me
I was.
3 hours.
It was delightful.
Hey, the Marlins won today. They win that series. I told you they were looking to win that series, and they got it done. They lost yesterday, but they win the nooner today. And they're going to head out for a West Coast trip. They'll be off tomorrow. They'll play the Giants, and they'll play the Dodgers.
All right.
Hey, Hawk, before we end headlines, you do have NBA playoff action tonight. The Pistons are going to host the Magic for Game 2. Obviously, Orlando leads that series at 7. We have Duncan Robinson over 10.5 points.
I'm all over that game. Until if Duncan Robinson hits his overs in the first quarter, I'm done watching. I'll watch Chessmaster from what Gelby said. But if not, I'm going to watch that all the way till Duncan hopefully hits at least one of those overs.
What the hell was Gelb talking about? He lost me with whatever.
Yeah.
And then Oklahoma City will play the Suns. That'll be at 9:30 or after the Pistons and the Magic. Hey, did you see what happened in the Colorado Los Angeles hockey playoff game yesterday? Avalanche and the Kings. Did you see what happened?
Mm-mm.
So in the second period, I think a penalty was called. Stadium goes absolutely nuts. It's in Colorado. And the fans right behind the LA Kings bench, they bang the glass.
Oh, I did see this.
They're banging the glass, banging the glass, banging the glass. They shattered the glass all over the LA Kings head coach. All over him. All the glass fell, all the shards fell right on top of him.
And that's on the glass company.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got to be able to withstand a hockey puck, and it's got to be able to withstand some stoners hitting on it from behind. I mean, come on. Hey, did you see my Buffalo Sabres lost yesterday to the Bruins? But I have a theory as to why they lost this game. They brought out this stupid Josh Allen to chug a beer and try to get the crowd hyped up. Like, you bring out Josh Allen, everything goes to bleep. It was donezo at that point.
Well, they gave it a shot.
Couldn't even chug the beer either. Hines is going to give the 57th pick of the NFL draft. They're going to call him Mr. 57, and they're going to give whoever that is a lifetime supply of ketchup.
Saw that.
And they partner with our boy, Devin Hester, to promote it. 57th
he was the
overall
57th pick.
The greatest 57th overall pick in the history of the NFL.
I'd have to go back and look.
I did not. I'm just going with my gut. Before we get out of here, Hawk, listen to this clip from Dwayne Wade. He was on his podcast, and he called out the Heat a couple months ago during the regular season, and he's been very upfront about how the Heat have been mismanaging things, the whole Jimmy Butler situation. He basically said they're not a team that is drawing a ton of eyeballs right now. Listen to what he said about the state of the Miami Heat right now after they missed the NBA playoffs.
We're going to miss seeing that Heat jersey in the playoffs, but also, too, they need to retool. You know what I mean? It's no secret that the Miami Heat need to retool, and they need to figure it out. And, when you got all-star talents around you, they continue to put out all-stars. You just got to put the right mix together that can go out there and get yourself back to that place that you've accustomed to being in, and that's in the playoffs, that's competing for something. That's not just championships. It's in the playoffs competing for something. And that's what you want. You want to give yourself a chance. And we haven't given ourselves a chance overall. We've been in the play in the last 4 years. People got mad at me when I said what I said, but no lies detected when I'm talking, this is real. It's show and tell. It's not that the talent's not there. I mean, those guys are very talented. It's just the meshing of the talent is not there. And the luck that you need when it comes to health hasn't been there. People take things personal. And I know I take things personal sometimes as well. But what I'm saying is when it comes to this unit and this groups that's been put together the last few years, it hasn't meshed to the point where you see those guys. Sometimes you see certain teams and you know that they know everything about each other. They spend all the time together and they just connected. And you can see it on the floor. I haven't really seen that necessarily in the Heat in a while. And it started, in that, when everything started going, straight with Jimmy and the Heat, and we've been a disconnected organization from that point.
Now, remind me tomorrow, because we're up against it, but there was a real interesting tweet from Barry Jackson regarding that. Barry Jackson said, listen, I know owners aren't in the habit of giving away valuable equity. But he said, what if Mickey Arison had given a piece of ownership to Dwayne Wade and to Udonis Haslem, and they were running personnel or having a say in personnel decisions over the last 4 or 5 seasons? Would things be different?
It's fascinating to think about. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, is Dwayne Wade calling shots in Utah as a minority owner?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so.
But what if, because when you hear him talk about the Heat and he talks about them, he's still got very emotional ties here. Like, would they have been better served on something like that?
But what Wade is telling Andy Ellisberg, Pat Riley, Nick Arison, Adam Simon, Eric Spoelstra, Alonzo Mourning, hey, don't draft that guy. You should draft
No, not necessarily, but hey, I see that this roster construct isn't working. These guys aren't working right together. You can try to force it for next season and the season after that, and I'm telling you, this ain't working. Now, I don't know if he's playing the result or if he just knows the game so well. You know what I mean? Just be an interesting exercise.
Yeah, you're right. Your weather in South Florida right now, it is 78 degrees. Still nice, man. Hasn't gotten warm. Tonight, the lows, they're going to drop even further down into the 70s. This weather report was brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting, replacing roofs, roof repairs, maintenance, and hurricane impact windows and doors. Visit tornadoroofing.com.
Mike Cugno is going to join us in the next segment. We can talk some, what's this Mansour's name? Mansour Delan?
Mansour Delan.
MD. The doctor. You see what I'm saying? Mike Cugno,
really.
MC. The MC.
The MC.
Mike Cugno is going to join us in the next segment. We can talk about the doctor if you want. In Miami, we don't drink coffee. We drink cafecito, and our pastries, we call them pastelitos. And when you want a low price, you know you always pay less with your Pricito at Doral Volkswagen. Take advantage of a Pricito now on all your favorite new Volkswagen models like a Tiguan, Jetta, Taos, Atlas, and more. Don't wait. Hurry to Doral Volkswagen today. You don't want to miss your chance to save on a new Volkswagen. They've got easy financing, fast service, the best value for your money. You always pay less with your Pricito at Doral Volkswagen. Visit them at Doral Volkswagen or start shopping for your Pricito now at DoralVolkswagen.com.
You're listening to the Hawk, Crowder, and Solana Show.